Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. It is time to check the mics. How you doing, brother?
Mic check, mic check. Y'all know what it is. Episode 195 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. We are here, man. I'm doing all right, man. Doing all right. Fresh off another wonderful Father's Day. You know how it goes.
I was just about to say Happy Father's Day to you and to all the fathers out there that support the pod. How was it?
Yeah, man. It was cool, man. Whole lot of gifts, whole lot of construction paper, and we went out to dinner, so that was fun. I'm surprised there was no basketball game on Father's Day. That was interesting.
I didn't like that. It made perfect sense. We didn't need this extra day. It's on a Monday. Sunday was the day for it. 100% the day for it. And
I feel like most sports dads want to end their day with the brew in a game or water in it, whatever your drink of choice is in a game.
Judgment free zone.
This is ice cream from the truck, ice cream truck.
That's what's up. I support that.
Served Father's Day Sundays via kids waffle cone. So but yeah, man,
smallest of victories.
But yeah, y'all know what it is, man. It comes to Monday Night Raw. This is episode 195, not 4. Yeah. We do the mic check, then we do HBCU news around the culture, followed by hoops, and then we'll round it out with some football. Let's start out, man. Interesting golf. Whole bunch of stuff going on. What we got for the mic check?
Well, we started up. There we go. And let's bring you on stage. Back on stage. Yeah. There we go. But I was talking about smallest victories with you. And speaking of big victories, JJ Spawn wins the US Open. He does it in meteoric fashion here with a 67-yard putt. And for y'all who are watching, here it goes. We're going to watch this one more time.
Want to cozy it up. Don't need to make it. 2 putts.
How about 1? 67 yards. There's 3 feet.
Man.
There's 3 feet in the yard. So that's 20 yards and dropped it in the bucket. That's a hell of a shot, man.
Yeah, it was a great shot. He was sitting in the catbird seat. He was up by 1 stroke at even par, and all he had to do was 2-putt his way out. And instead of going for the 2-putt, he went for the gold. 67 feet, gets the U.S. Open win. Congratulations, JJ Spawn. Fantastic victory, and what a way to end it. That is something that will always be a part of.
On Father's Day with 2 kids, wife and kids there.
100%. Couldn't have wrote a better script.
No, congratulations. I read somewhere that apparently he kind of tricked off another tournament here pretty recently. So great way to bounce back and to get a big win. And we're going to go right on to another big win that we talked about last week. We talked about Coco Gauff and that other lady who was a hater. I can't pronounce her name, and I don't really want to give her that much time. But Lisa Leslie spoke this week and said, have some grace and lose with some class. Lisa Lesbian, basketball, elite, icon, Olympian, WNBA, Hall of Famer, basketball Hall of Famer, all the above, and consummate grace in class. 100% right. But I could not put this back on here because she was 100% right.
I knew this was going to happen. See, sometimes you got to have people on your team, publicists and other things that kind of media prep you on what not to say and not allow you to speak in emotion. I do think that is one of the advantages of tennis is that they interview you right after you lose. And unfortunately for Miss Sabalenka, Ariana Sabalenka.
You flex there with your pronunciation. Well played.
she let her emotions get to her. She's a fiery competitor. All of the excuse words that people give to her, she's a sore loser. And I knew once that clip came out and that she doubled down on what she said about she really lost and shit, that Coco didn't win and all of the things, I knew everybody was going to come to Coco's defense because Coco is the epitome of class, win, lose, or draw. So Ariana, you got some image. You have some image repair to do, some damage control, or you're gonna end up like, what's the girl? We don't even know her name no more. She had a whole Nokia I want to say NIL. That's the new word. She had a whole Nokia sponsorship. She always lost to Serena. Martina Sharapova. See, you're going to be like that. We're never going to remember your name again. We're going to have to take 4 or 5 minutes to remember your name because you're a sore loser to what should be the GOAT.
Yep, and just like that, you're gone. We're gonna move on to the Bravos. We're not even gonna talk about the record anymore. It's a struggle, but there is some good news. Good news number one: Ronnie Rockets is back, National Player of the Week. He continues to dominate at every turn. He already looks like an all-star again. It is great to watch him play baseball, and he is one of the better parts of what we're doing right now.
Yeah, you knew he when they sent him down, they say he's on his rehab assignment. Excuse me. And they sent him down for one day, and they said, nah, he's
yeah, because you also dominating the minor league. It's like, bro, how am I supposed to pitch to this? I am trying to get a job, and this guy arguably is the best player in baseball.
Yeah, and he's going to get brought him back up there. We needed him, and he hit a leadoff home run his first game back, and we just knew what it was. Shout out to Acuna. I like the new celebration.
Yes. I can confidently say that when healthy, I feel very confident saying he's the second best player in baseball. And the only reason that he won't be the best player in baseball is because he can't pitch. And he may be able to pitch, and we probably need him to pitch, to be honest with you. But they won't let him. So he won't be show high. But if he's not show high, the rest of y'all are just watching. He is soon to me going to be one of the best Atlanta Braves ever. And that is not the easiest group to get into.
I think he's already one of the best Atlanta Braves ever. Only thing that he didn't do is he was hurt during the World Series here, but I mean, nobody takes that away from him. He still got a World Series championship,
and we
know how good he is. And he's an MVP player, and he had 40-70, which was never done. Like I already think he's in that group. Personally.
Fair enough. Undeniable. And going to somebody else undeniable, Chris Sale gets to 2,500 strikeouts faster than anybody else. Another just elite player. It is tough to see all of these accolades. We just talked about Ozzie Albies and what he's done. Now we're highlighting Ronald Acuna again. We talked about Baldwin possibly, looking like he's going to be Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the Year.
We have all of these achievements and not the wins to show for him. That is, I don't love that. It's not really what you want. Is to have a bunch of accolades and not a bunch of wins.
Yeah, unfortunately for us. And the thing is, what I'm noticing, first of all, shout out to Chris Sale. You effectively saved your career, rejuvenated your career, became one of the best pitchers in baseball, or looked like one of the best pitchers in baseball in all of 2 years. Shout out to Alex Anthopoulos. We can't criticize you without singing your praises with finding players like Chris Sale.
You might should have played Max Fried though, maybe. Just maybe.
With that being said, you are hitting it on the nail. We have so many individual accolades, and for some reason we can't put it all together. And we're always a player or two off, either pitching or designated hitter or something of the sort. Always keeps us off from being maybe not the best team in baseball. Well, being the best team in baseball, really. We're a tier below the Dodgers, in my thought process. And that's because of the star power. We don't have it. And we're not making the big move. Now, we tried. Devers from Boston. Apparently, we were in there and we made an offer for him, and we didn't get him. But I also think a lot of people aren't going to arm their enemies. The Braves are one of the best organizations run in baseball, and they've proven if you give them weapons, they will dominate you. So I think a lot of people avoid.
Yeah, I don't blame them. If you trade Devers to this team, then what do you expect? You're taking a team. You're doing what the Mavericks did to the Lakers, where a team that looks like it's on the brink of death. And when I say death, I mean just for the season. We are struggling this season, and you would have given us all the life we would have needed. So yeah. I think that's a wise decision. I can't hate anybody for good strategy. I would appreciate it if you did, and I appreciate Alex Anthopoulos on making the call. Honestly, it's a great call.
Before you move on, do you think? Because we've talked about all of these players with all these accolades. I think we had Grant Holmes, who went 6 innings. He had 15 strikeouts, and we lost 10-1. We lost 10-1. I think we were down 2 or 3-1 when he went out. He had no run support, but he had 15 strikeouts in his typical Snicker game. In the third game, we either have a bullpen game, or if we had to rely heavily on the bullpen before, we don't have a bullpen game, and you pretty much are just out there on your own.
Right.
But at this point, and I hate to keep harping on it, but I mean, it's the truth. How long does Snicker have? Does he make it to the All-Star game?
It depends on how close we get back. If we're not winning enough, then you finish out the season and then end it at the end of the season. If
not winning enough,
I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, if we're not even in contention, then firing him is not going to change the outcome of the season. And I guess in both ways, it kind of looks crazy. I don't know. I don't have a really good answer.
Oh no, I think you fire him so that you can get the first jump on the new crop of managers is what I think. If you fire him early, if you have somebody in mind, you can go get them as soon as the season is over.
This is the only thing. Don't have us looking like the Knicks, brother. Tampa. Do like the Falcons, not like the Knicks. Go ahead and figure out what you got to do. Get your deal written, and when it's time, we can make the move. Because don't fire Snicker and then don't have an answer, because that don't do us too much of good. But there is a little bit of help and excitement on the horizon. We have Didier Fuentes, who was added to the Stripers
awful
roster.
Name, awful timing.
Yeah. Didier is terrible. But he is 19 years, 11 months, and 28 days old. He's the third teenager ever to play at Gwinnett, and the other two are future Hall of Famers by my imagination. That's Ozzie Albies and Ronald Acuna. Congratulations on number one, getting the promotion. Number two, boy, hey, man, if you go to Gwinnett and do what you need to do, you can surely have a promotion.
Dire straits. When you start bringing up players like that, where you are risking now I don't know how long he's been at Gwinnett. They may keep him there a certain amount of time so that they can have control over him. You know, that whole 5th, 6th year, whatever option that they have in baseball. But if you plan on playing him, that means we're in dire straits, and that means we need to
with this roster, this roster and not competing, we're always in dire straits.
We hope that he is an injection of energy and new blood into the lineup. Hopefully he can have the same impact as Blake behind the plate.
Hey man, we got to get whatever we can get to get it. And speaking of that, another young addition here, Cam Caminiti, 2024 first rounder, strikes out 8 over 5 innings of one hit ball. We are looking for pitchers, and we don't care what their age is. At the end of the day, hey, if you can throw strikes right now, we need you. It's that simple. We are desperate, dire straits, rocking a hard place. Whatever you want to call it, we got to get out of this, and this roster's too good not to. Back in the corner, head in the vice. That's what I was looking for. What do you think about it?
Cam Caminiti, son of Ken Caminiti, so he has the pedigree. Yeah, the Braves recently, if you look at us, and we've traded them in the past or we've left them down there too long in terms of AAA, single A, double A. We have good rookie and young pitchers that we bring up and will for 1 or 2 games, and they'll pitch a 6 inning, 7 inning, 1-run game. And or they tend to perform at the very beginning when they can like fill in spaces while people are hurt. What's interesting is, and what I want to see is if we do bring Cam Caminiti up, how will he do in his second, third, and fourth start? Right? How will he do in the pressure pack situations? The first start is going to be all adrenaline. His stuff is going to be amazing. He's going to be throwing curveballs, split fastballs, all of those things. But when you get into the jam of 2 on, 2 out, bottom of the ninth or bottom of the seventh, and you're up by 4, up by 3, or down by 2, you want to be able to see if he could perform in those pressure situations. So I'm all for it. Bring him up now. Get him all the experience you can get. Hell, we need it. We need him. Bring them all up. We can have a whole tryout.
It is the sustainability, and as people get information, can you continue to be an effective pitcher? That's where it gets tricky for a lot of people. Is okay, it's easy when you don't know anything about me. But just like we talk about in football, once you got a little tape, hey, I kind of know what you're doing now. What can you do then? And that's what makes or breaks a lot of these guys. And unfortunately, for a lot of these guys, end up broken. But of course, we wish best of luck to both of these guys, and we need them. And they will be great future additions. And we need all the pitcher we can get. We are desperate. Ain't no other way to put it. I'm not going to say it any other way because anything else would be disingenuous. We are desperate. Need a slump buster.
Supposed to be Colorado, and then we lost 10-1. And Arcia
10-1
laughed at us in our face.
I do like how much I like how much they fuck with Arcia though. You can see
he's a good locker room guy.
Yeah, you can see they're genuinely happy when they see him. They get out there before the game and kind of mess around, and I'm like, you know what? I appreciate that. Next up, deal. The Pope. Not in the Pope hat.
Literal Pope.
Right. And the Pope has been seen rocking a Chicago White Sox hat, as we found out that he is from Chicago, and in fact, a White Sox fan. Did not expect to see this. I don't even know if they let you take the hat off that long, but this is dope. Major League Baseball, I think that you should try to find a way to capitalize on this. I will probably have a Pope symbol on the side or something. There's something you can do with this. I'm selling this. Something. I
don't know. My symbology on non-religious articles is for the Pope. I don't know. But I will say, you got to believe in God when you are outwardly open White Sox fan, because they are awful. They are trading away all their players. And I know I'm not supposed to be talking about trash as a Braves fan right now, but the White Sox are not good. But, faith. So shout out to the Pope. Stay true to your faith.
Well played, my brother.
Keep the Pope alive. Oh, nope. Can't say that.
Oh.
Cut that.
Yeah, right there. See, that's the reason. And go on.
But I didn't even mean it that way. But
in better news, College World Series, the Arkansas Razorbacks, Gage Wood throws the third no-hitter in College World Series history. He went bonkers. And you could tell on that last pitch that he had it. He wasn't going to give it up. And his only response in the interview was, I shouldn't have hit that guy.
Yeah, because he would have had a perfect... he had a perfect game. For all intents and purposes, he had almost a perfect game. The perfect game, the perfect game in baseball is no base runners as a pitcher, right? Zero walks, 0 hits, 0 earned runs, 0 errors, everything. He had the 99.999% perfect no-hitter where he just hit a pitcher. He hit a batter. That's all it was. And he's a perfectionist. And you know what I like about college baseball? It's the fact that they allow you to show so much emotion.
Yeah.
He was so hype after winning. And, college baseball quietly is kept as one of the most testosterone filled sports in all of sports. Not football, not hockey, not pro baseball, not basketball. It's college baseball.
Crazy.
They talk crazy. They They flex their muscles. They scream. They spit. They fight. They run. They jump. It's everything that we as Americans really do love about sports. If you actually go and watch it. So shout out to him, man. In the midst of that climate, in the College World Series, no hitter. We told y'all, SEC, y'all still came at me about the SEC and Big Ten, and we said, hey, it's not just about football, it's about baseball. Again,
and basketball,
domination,
national champs, baby. I ain't never gonna let y'all forget that. I don't know when I will see another trophy. So yeah, it's up.
Domination, man, domination. So shout out to Arkansas. Shout out to them, man. Congratulations.
And I like the new thing where they're showing their team. Like, there are a lot of ways to celebrate, but to like uphold your team when you win and be like, oh no, it's Arkansas. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that. I think that's dope. I like that a lot. And like you said, they be going for it. Fully going for it. And you think that this going to send me down a rabbit hole, but I guess due to the demographic, they let a lot more things go than they
100%.
would. Yeah.
Not threatening.
Yeah. I mean, very threatening. But
yeah.
Very threatening. The most.
Most of these guys will become your cops. You're right. It's the cops. You know, that's the profession for athletes that don't make it. Security, cop, and personal trainer or chef. That's them three.
Fair enough. And I'm gonna get out of there before I say something uber problematic. Hey, check your mic. Looks like the mics have been checked. We will come back here in a second and we will be ready to talk
HBCU news around the culture.
HBCU. I'm trying to get to hoops because hoops is crazy.
I got it. Well, if I keep looking over here, if y'all see me do this, the game is right there. Whenever I'm looking at the same spot 4-5 times, that means the game right there.
I finally got mine set up to where the game is literally right in front of me. But yes, we will come back. We will talk HBCU. I will tell y'all my beverage is already in the fridge and it will come out.
No, don't come out here flexing now.
It come out. You want to drink basketball or football?
Oh, I got one meeting tomorrow where I don't got to speak, and I'm 100%
yeah.
remote.
Once again, this is the second flex. Reggie first flex by saying that girl name that I had no clue how to Slabalenko. I didn't know how to say that.
Slabalaka. Let's see, a Slabalaka. There's your name.
Write that down. Write that down.
I don't even know what you asked me, man. We'll be right back. What's it called? HBCU?
No, I said, when are we drinking? I'm not. I
don't drink during HBCU. I'm gonna drink during hoops and basketball.
Oh,
I mean football.
Both. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess probably we should do basketball because it ain't that much football to talk about realistically.
I ain't got. If I think of something to talk about football, y'all know what it is. Make sure you tune into the lunch break. I don't know when I'm gonna do it again. I think it's probably gonna be Wednesday. Because tomorrow I got a bunch of stuff to do. But
no. What y'all go do is go click, go support, go check and see what Reggie doing for lunch, and support that man.
On you, Aaron Neesmith. Jalen Williams is playing out of his mind. We'll be right back. Got anything? Because I'm rambling as I'm watching the game.
Making sure it's on loop this time so we don't come back looking crazy. Boop and music.
Atkins, 7 to shoot. Cardoso rolls, catch. Cardoso over.
Well, that's what I'd say.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 195 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. I'm your co-host, Reggie.
I am your co-host, Norwood. Our powers combined. We are your HBCU homeboys. We are here for episode 195. Thank you guys for rocking with us, and welcome to the groove.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're listening to the playback, make sure you go back to YouTube and watch the mic check. We talked about, I had some golf. Lisa Leslie coming to the defense of Coco Golf, as well as talked about the Braves, the Pope, and College World Series no-hitter in baseball. With that being said, let's get started. Let's jump right into it, man. Now, I told y'all in the mic check, and I'm telling y'all now, the NBA Finals game is right here. So when y'all see me do this occasionally, that means I'm just checking the score. All right? Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. But I'm checking the score. Right now, it's 45-32. OKC.
All right, cool.
You never know.
We synced
Don't
up,
matter.
man.
Yep. We good. I immediately went to streaming because I know you stream. That way, I'm not ahead.
Greatly appreciate it.
Let's get started, man. Let's get into it. Let's start out with SWAC schools. So all 12 SWAC schools are opting into the House settlement. They're basically saying there will be no cap on scholarships, which means SWAC's football teams can offer up to 105 scholarships, just like FBS schools. This is fantastic because it allows you just in sheer arithmetic to be able to at least somewhat level the playing field.
Right.
We were going into games with 80 players playing on the roster, 50 players on the roster. Some schools are still working to get a practice field. So even in preparation, when you're trying to move up and play these bigger schools, we couldn't even take on the attrition of practice and summer practice compared to them.
And
this
I also,
awesome.
I'd like to clarify, before the limit was, if I remember correctly, 65. So you're adding 40 more. Yeah, you're adding 40 more scholarships, which means you have 40 more players that you can pay to go to school versus before. Those are 40 guys who had to be walk-ons and pay out of pocket and play football. And you and I went to HBCUs, and we went to one that's relatively expensive. Asking somebody to pay what it costs to go to Hampton and play football at the same time is it's unreasonable, and at the same time it deters a lot of guys, myself included, you got to look at the brass tacks of it. Am I going to pay $40,000-$50,000 to go to school and then try to play football too? No, ain't no point in me wasting. No, I'm gonna have a good time.
I wonder. This makes me think. I wonder what the reasoning was that ours was only 63 and everybody else was 105. Like, what was the reasoning behind it for that to happen? I'm not making it racy. I'm not doing nothing crazy.
No.
I
you want to do something crazy. You keep saying I'm not doing nothing crazy. When people continue to say I don't want to do something crazy, you ready to wild out.
Now I will end this on this. I'll end this with this point. For me, if you have something, you can jump in after I finish. This is just step one. They have done their part in getting to the point where they can offer 105 scholarships. It is time for us as alumni and as people and supporters of HBCUs, whether you're alumni or not, to give to these schools and to be able to raise money. If you can't give, you can raise. If you can't raise, you can tell. If you can tell, you can then get somebody else to give a quarter. Don't matter. To be able to afford not only NIL, but able to afford this amount of scholarships and investment, because athletics bring in more money that then help the rest of the school. Look at Jackson State.
Right. And donate. I'm going to go ahead and give y'all a little bit of news. I donated this weekend to Hampton. Made me feel good. Made my soul feel good. I want to continue to do it. And while we're here, I'm going to ask y'all. Yes, I'm going to ask y'all to do the same. Big Unc gave some money, and it felt good for my soul. I ask y'all to do the same.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's move on to Tennessee State alum Shannon Harris, named UFL Coach of the Year. He led the DC Defenders to a 6-4 record, and the UFL championship berth versus the UFL Panthers. This is fantastic for him because he started off as, I believe, an assistant coach or position coach, and then they fired the coach and he became the interim coach. And as the interim coach, he led them all the way to the championship game.
Correct. And the only UFL coach to ever be the interim coach and lead a team to a championship. So congratulations to him and to Tennessee State.
Yeah. Yeah. And on your resume, now you should have an opportunity to go wherever you want. I don't know if you go to college, you may go to major college, or you go to pros, but you should have. It's definitely a resume.
You deserve a shot. I think that every time you win the championship, you deserve a shot. Give him one. Yep. We see too many coaches 100%. Who suck. Billy Napier. I'll keep it real with y'all. I'm not lying to y'all. In this year, 2025, the Lord has made for us. No, I hate my coach. I like my quarterback. Hate my coach. But congratulations once again to Tennessee State and to Shannon Harris. This is not an easy feat by any stretch of the imagination. And while we're talking about black people,
Doug Williams Jr., a.k.a. DJ Williams, has been promoted. The Atlanta Falcons have officially promoted DJ Williams to quarterback's coach, making a significant step in his career. He is the son of famous Grambling State quarterback and Super Bowl winning quarterback Doug Williams.
Legend.
He played at Grambling. He was coached by his father, and ever since he finished, he knew exactly what he wanted to do, and he got into coaching, and he has steadily risen up the ranks as a coach, as an offensive mind, and working with quarterbacks. So shout out to DJ Williams. Shout out to the Falcons, man. Look, hey, Shannon Harris of Tennessee State. not Randy Shannon.
No. Shannon Harris, head coach of the Gators. Yes, I want to highlight Sneaky supporting that. Yes. Yeah. I know what you tried to do there. You tried to throw it on Rochambeau and Jedi mind trick my team. No, Shannon Harris. Anybody?
We're gonna hide that. We do not want no good blacks to go to Florida and coach. Nope. Not at all. Y'all stay with the sorry country whites to be y'all coaches. Y'all be trying to get Spurrier reincarnated all over. Nope, Spurrier is a gem.
You know what? I can't even blame you, to be completely honest with you, but it would be nice.
Shout out, man.
Shout out to DJ. Shout out to, excuse me, I almost died. Shout out to the Falcons. You got a young black quarterback. You ain't got a young black quarterback coach. Now we have We become the Ravens quietly. Nobody says anything. We got black GM.
Look, man, and if you tired of us being black, just know I don't know how to say this. Maybe pause this. It's gonna get blacker. We got black quarterback, black coach, black GM, black quarterbacks coach, black defense. No, we got white defense coordinator. Damn, black man, you messed it up.
Right. You had a chance, Jimmy. But yes, and we have a white offensive coordinator who's there for now. We don't know how that's gonna work out, but I understand it, and this makes perfect sense. His dad is the legend. He's a quarterback whisperer. I like what the Falcons are doing. I'm trying not to get super excited. We'll get to that later in NFL, but I can't say that the Falcons are making a lot of culturally appropriate moves.
Before we move on, normally, because you did bring up Zach Robinson, normally, unless you're the Falcons and you do something stupid, normally, when your offensive coordinator becomes the next head coach, he either takes the quarterback's coach with him, or you keep the quarterback's coach and make them the offensive coordinator. He's one step away from being a coordinator, which means he's 2 steps away from being a head coach. Shout out to DJ.
I'm cool with it.
Stay with us.
I'm just super.
Even though you in the grandma,
coolest
it's okay
with it. Didn't go to Georgia. Honestly, didn't go to Florida, bro. Be honest. Let's just keep it real. And speaking of people not on our side, but we support.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I was watching the game. Yes, sir. Brianna Daniels made history in 2017 as the first black female pit crew member. And she is still making waves. Now she has graduated from Norfolk State, and she is now legitimately a pit crew member in the NASCAR series. She is still doing it. We talked about it the other week with former NBA and NFL players doing the NASCAR pit. It is one of the most challenging jobs that you can do. Very high pressure, very fast paced. And the fact that she is on her way to being a pit crew leader, I'm gonna say that again, because that is a really big deal.
Right.
When you become a pit crew leader, because you direct the pit crew and you direct the driver when they're out on the course. So she's on her way to doing that, man. If you like NASCAR, if you're just now getting into it like I am, follow Brianna Daniels, dog. There's a lot of people we need to follow. She's one of them. We're everywhere.
I'm very excited for us moving into spaces that we have not traditionally been in. We talk about how many football players, and specifically black football players, who have transitioned into NASCAR. We also talk about how many HBCU athletes have transitioned into the WWE. There's a lot of new spaces for us. And I think that's one of the biggest things that we like to talk about on this podcast is everybody else is going to give you the everything about everything all the time that everybody talks about. We like to highlight people who are not getting that level, but they're being innovators or moving in a new industry in a way. Same way we talk about Caruth in his driving career. Any of those things where we can do and highlight people who are not getting what they deserve. We want to be there for them. We want to be leaders, and we want to be a light for them. So congratulations again, Ms. Daniels. And yeah, just like everybody else, we got an eye on you. We are in support and much success.
Yes, sir. Shout out Norfolk State again.
Right.
They ain't missed this year.
I
talk a lot of trash about it, but they ain't missed nothing this year.
Home run after home run after home run. And hey, fam, is it crazy to say, hey, fam, y'all might need to take some notes from Norfolk State?
Go a little workshop over the summer, you know what I mean? Go over there, little work study, little job shadow, figure out what you're doing.
Crazy, boy. The Rattlers ain't them sick about that. Quiet, or y'all could just get y'all together.
But ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end. I forgot I'm leading this. Shout out to Sneaky for making that part of the name of the group, a part of the podcast now. Rocksteady is definitely part of the podcast. But we come to the end of HBCU news around the culture. We're going to take a couple seconds, make us a quick little beverage. If you're watching live, if you are listening to the playback, you'll hear a quick ad. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. We'll be back with our hoop segment. Norwood has a lot to talk about with WNBA, NBA, finals,
everything.
Stupid trades, great trades, a whole bunch of stuff.
People almost getting slapped. Everything.
Oh, yeah. Hair pulling. Like, it's a lot of stuff going on in basketball quietly as kept. And then I'll round this out with football. Not a lot to talk about other than the Bengals being the Bengals. And the Jaguars kind of being the Jaguars. We'll be right back.
Oh, Reggie snuck something in on me. All right. Always remember, like, follow, and subscribe. ladies and gentlemen.
And we're back.
Right.
195 of the Splashcast. We are back with our hoop segment. Got our beverages. Got your beverage?
Sure do.
The
Sure
connection.
do.
The connection is French. Parlez-vous français?
God, dog. That's how we going tonight. That boy acting different.
Only need one. I made the drink, so I don't have to make another one. I don't even gotta get up unless I need some water. Might get a brew for football though, because this basketball segment gonna be.
You know what? That's what I need to get. I be forgetting because I have liquor at the house. I be forgetting, like, you know what? I should probably get some beers. And then by the time I be wanting beers, I be 2 drinks in, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna drive.
I ain't going nowhere. And I ain't about to pay $45 for a delivery.
Exactly. Speaking of people delivering, though, shout out to Angel Reese. I'm gonna tell y'all gonna hate her. Y'all gonna hate her by the time we get done. First career triple-double, Angel Reese. Y'all see all she did was rebound. So then she got 11 assists and 14 rebounds and 11 points. So it seems like she does a little bit of everything now. I think she heard you, and I'm happy. And this is also another good chance for y'all to get mad again. 2 youngest players in WNBA history to record a triple-double. Caitlin Clark, 22 years, 166 days. Angel Reese, 23 years and 40 days. I want y'all to understand they're connected, and they're probably going to be connected from now to the end of time. If you don't like it, I don't care. You don't say that about anybody else in the NBA. And I'm starting to believe that y'all are casuals just come to hate WNBA. And that's fine. That is super fine because we don't care.
This is the best thing that could happen to the WNBA. You needed Caitlin Clark to be good as advertised. And you need Angel Reese. You need Angel Reese because she is the rival of Caitlin Clark to be good. Right. Because it's low-hanging fruit, but I'm going to make the comparison. This is Bird Magic if they're both good. If they're both good and they end up playing each other over and over again. Now, Chicago Sky is still building. They still have some injuries. They were influx. They changed coaches. They got rid of one of their best players for whatever reason. So they're still in flux in terms of what they're going to do.
It's a team trying to figure it out. I don't know why people can't let that happen.
But what you do want is for Angel Reese to start being really good. And if she starts getting the triple doubles, because she probably has an easier road to the triple double than as a front court player versus a back court player, even though she doesn't have the ball in her hands as much as Caitlin Clark, she gets all the rebounds, all of them. So she gets all the rebounds, and they kind of started running the offense for her high post through her so that she can make the passes and then rotate to the boards, which is what you want to do.
Wise decision. So, I think it's a wise decision.
If she continues to evolve, y'all already hate Caitlin. Y'all on this side hate Caitlin Clark, and y'all on this side hate Angel Reese, and we're gonna make all y'all hate all of them because we're gonna talk about them over and over and over again as they continue to break records.
And this is the thing. All they're doing is being successful. I don't know what there is to hate. If you don't like it, you just don't. I hate successful basketball players. Then take your ass home, Tommy. And nobody asked you to be here in the first place. And honestly, we don't think you was really meant to be here, but that's a different story from a different day. And I respect these women too much to have a discussion about your chump ass. How about that?
You see NBA Centel that made it over there, satire account that made the little WNBA satire account. That's how you know you making money.
Right. When people are willing to make jokes about you, then it's time. Speaking this, that perfectly rolls into where we are now. This next video is going to be her in response to y'all's discussion on the rebounds.
Rebounds thing? Y'all ain't that up because rebounds, rebounds, T-bounds, anything that comes off that board, it's mine. it's mine. And a brand, that's 6 figures right there. Whoever came up with that, the trolling, I love when y'all do it because like the ideas be good.
I love that. I liked it. No matter what kind of comes her way, she's pretty good at spinning it into a positive thing for her. And as much as I like the rebounds, listening to that again, I think the better quote there is, if it comes off the boards, it's mine. Like,
that's the definition of a me bound. That's what I was saying. Me bound is mine. That's me. When it comes off the board, that's me. Yeah, you're right, man.
Miles Turner, you should probably call him like, hey, so how do you do this exactly?
2.7 is atrocious. Pause if necessary.
Nah, I mean,
or not.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, but I love the way that she immediately.
The connection, that's French.
I like the way that she led into the me balance thing. I like the way that she said, hey, say what y'all want to. I'm going to rebound at a high level. And it's nothing y'all can really do about it but watch. That's it. It's the only thing you can do.
The best way to end somebody or a group of people trolling you is to take their humor and make it profitable or make it for you. Example. BBL Drizzy. BBL Drizzy took off. Metro Boomin had a $10,000 contest to who could make the best rap song to BBL Drizzy beat. And then Drake went on there with Sexy Red. I wasn't a fan of the song, but I was a fan of the chess move. He rapped over it and ended the move because nobody other than that other dude over there in California, maybe,
leave him alone,
can really fuck with Drake. So ain't nobody else gonna go over there. Well, you know that really wasn't Drake. So that effectively ended it. That's what Angel Reese is doing. Right. She trademarked Me Bounds, Angel Reese LLC, Maryland, USA. And now she's going to put that everywhere. And you know what? I would sell that in every arena. I would try to get that sold outside every arena.
She bounds, rebounds, me bounds. Hey, Reebok, hit my line.
Shaq. Hey, look. All we want you to do is just come on over to the Splashcast, send us some stuff. Send us some stuff to wear.
Many good ones. That one. Anything comes off the board is mine. Board demon. I could do this all day. You know, this is kind of my feel. But yeah, I got them. And we got them. Congratulations. I love this. I love that she don't get mad with the trolling. That's the part of being infinitely popular and being who you are if you're going to be successful. The trolls come with it. You got to accept them just like you accept all the congratulations. It's a lot of people
She's from Baltimore.
Yeah, but at the same time,
black.
That is 100% part of being successful. Like, you're not successful until you got some trolls to be 100% with you.
Yeah, but I was saying you made a point that she can handle the trolls. A lot of people get successful and then crumble up under the pressure of being. She's from Baltimore. She's from Baltimore. She black. She knows that comes with a certain type of training.
Right.
It's called a lot. There's a lot of different words. The dozens, Jones, jokes, fooling, whatever you want to call it. We grew up joking around and joking on each other. You can't be sensitive, especially if you're good. And she's 6'3", 6'2", 6'3". So you can't be sensitive and not be able to take a joke. So
you can,
now
but people will dislike you more for being
soft.
But see, this is the part. Nobody gives her the credit for this. You know, all the men that are sensitive as hell. I appreciate she rolled with that and has made it into a whole nother thing. Now,
she'll knock your ass out if you fuck
I was about to say, this is a reminder. She is from Baltimore.
7 to shoot. Cardoso rolls, catch. Cardoso over the top, can't get it. Reese fights for the rebound and a foul, and this time gets a little chippy and a shove on Nelson Adota.
Yeah, Nelson.
And listen, this arena typically will see some ringside fights, and Charles
is to play this again so y'all can see the foolishness.
7 to shoot. Cardoso rolls, catch. Cardoso over the top, can't get
right here, right there. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this down so I can talk to y'all and be comfortable here. She's a woman, so I'm not gonna call. Yes. So for the people listening, Angel Reese goes up for a rebound. The guard behind her knows that she's not gonna get the ball. So what she does, Angel Reese has 2 long braids down her back. The girl grabs the braid, and if you look on slow motion or if you watch it, I'll post it so y'all can see it. She wraps her hands with the braid like 2 or 3 times and just pulls it.
And then pulls. Yep.
If it was a man, I would call this type of move. But since it's a woman, I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to for sure say it's a chump move. And as a girl, to do that to another girl is trash and tragic. And Angel turned around, and I ain't going to lie, I appreciate
I thought that hook was coming.
but I would have rather her be boxing rock steady there right there. Boo-doo, boo. We would have had some fireworks. She deserved that. Sometimes people deserve to be punched in the face. She deserved to be punched in the face. Sure, congratulations on your team bumping for saving you from getting your ass whooped, but also stop doing these bullshit moves. That was trash, and I hope she catch you. But she don't forget.
Y'all are all trash because I've seen the comments. I like to read the comments and see just how much of your stupidity you're going to show on social media. So a lot of people said, well, you shouldn't have had long hair and playing basketball anyway. Nobody in the history of nobody has said that about any female basketball player before Angel Reese.
You can't even say that about the NFL, bro. You can't grab dudes' locks while they running that. Like, no.
Well, that was going to be my other part. You actually can.
Okay,
you can because it's part of the game. But if you do, you got to accept the consequences that come with it. First off, side note,
your ass
that's what it is. They said the person that jumped in to try to save the girl's name was Nelson. I've never met a female named Nelson.
I think it was Melson, but hey, whatever it was,
change the letter from N to M. I ain't never met them neither.
I'm gonna tell you, let them fight. That's all I want.
Angel shoved the old girl too. I was like, oh, get to it. Now you can't pull hair. And now, if y'all continue to let it happen, if Angel Reese reminds me of Dennis Rodman. If y'all continue to let stuff happen, then she's gonna do it to you, and she's gonna make you hate her.
I done told y'all once. That's what you say. Hey, I didn't overreact. I restrained myself. But if y'all don't get him, I will. And when I do, everybody gonna be mad except for me. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I warned you. So when y'all get upset with me, it ain't gonna be a me problem. It's gonna be all of y'all problem. And I don't care. And I'm committed to that as a person who's been wild out before. When I try to warn you, that's me saving y'all to the best of my abilities. Anything after that is peace out of confusion because I tried. Take that however you will. Think you better take it safely if you're smart.
Pew pew. Pew pew pew.
Take it under consideration, as them people tell you at your job. Please take this under deep consideration. You're right, because I'm gonna consider whooping your ass. You play with me one more time, and don't be mad. Oh, he's violent. You're right. You incite violence. I commit violence. That's how it goes. Very simple, very easy. Speaking of people wilding out, but in a much better way, shout out to Ryan Howard. 9 3-pointers. She went ballistic. This is Ryan Howard, our number 1 draft pick last year or the year before. I can't remember. She's been
third year.
This is the Dream actually playing a lot better than people have expected. She's the only person in franchise history with 30 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 3-points in a game. And she had 36 points, 9 3-pointers, and 8 rebounds. She quietly a dog. Now, I hate that it had to be against Chicago Sky. Life happens like that sometimes, but she's a killer.
Yeah, Ryan Howard has been good for a while. The Dream have just been rebuilding. But this year, she really got on the national stage when she went at it with Caitlin Clark and really outplayed her. She's a bigger guard. And when I say bigger, taller, but she's also solid. Right. She's very good ball handling and she can shoot. I'm just scared that because she's so good that somebody else is going to try to poach her away and that she won't stay with Atlanta. I do like the fact that Atlanta is better, and they're getting better. But I think we need to make one more move. I won't say make one more move, but I think there needs to be another pretty good draft pick to where it elevates us into the top of our division.
Right. I agree with that. You got to be competitive, or they're going to go play where I can compete. It's that simple. And that's not a wrong thing.
Support.
Right.
Support.
Now that is the thing that we do. We sell out. We are one of the few teams that sell out our season tickets well in advance. Well in advance for the last, I think, since she's been there, the last 2 or 3 years, we've been one of the first teams, other than, you know, the Sparks, who do a good job, and the Aces do a good job, and the Liberty. But when it comes to like the size of those markets, we're just substantially smaller and, you know, infinitely more transient as well. So all of those things combined, we're doing a good job. We just got to surround it with better players, and we have to play better as a team. Speaking of people staying, one of our favorite coaches, University of Houston basketball coach Kelvin Sampson will earn $23.4 million in his new 4-year deal. He is a guy who's really turned this program from nothing into something, and I appreciate him staying. I know that there are plenty of other opportunities for him to kind of, you know, move around, especially with the NIL and money. I doubt that Houston gave him the most money available, but, you know, a guy who's committed to building a program, a sustainable program, is good to see, especially as a Black coach.
Kelvin Sampson, champion of the show. We champion him a lot. He has figured out, or has started to figure out, the transfer portal. When it comes to basketball, he was kind of ahead of the curve on that. Very much a champion of giving Black coaches an opportunity to break into Division I coaching. We talked about callback to when he holds a whole Final Four conference and workshop for minority coaches.
Yes,
I think Houston is probably one of the better places for him to be able to continue those initiatives, being as how diverse Houston is and how many minorities do live there.
And he speaks loudly about Black coaches.
And he's so OG at this point. He's accomplished so much. There's nothing you can say.
Undeniable.
So you have, and also, I mean, you could pay me 4 years, $23 million. I'll move to Houston today. I'll be there tomorrow.
I live here for a lot less than that. Let me tell you. But I do like, and you can go back and see the videos of him literally walking around campus telling students, hey, I need y'all to come to games. Hey, I need y'all to come to games. He did the work. And to believe in himself and to do the work, and then to get this program to where it is one of the best programs in the country every year is impressive, man. And he deserves, he honestly deserves more than that, to be 100 with you. But
with all the money y'all done made off of it, all that money, y'all could give him Sark money. At least he get to. Never mind. Let me be quiet. Let me chill out.
Yep, there you go. Gonna turn him up. Next up, we have had something yesterday, Father's Day got real. There was an NBA trade, which I didn't even know that you could really make trades right now, to keep it a buck with y'all. But the Orlando Magic acquired Desmond Bane for KCP, Cole Anthony, the 16th pick in this draft, the Phoenix 2026 first round pick, Orlando's 28 and 31st round pick unprotected, and a 2029 pick swap. So if your math is right, and I assume it to be, that is 4 picks and a pick swap. KCP and Cole Anthony for Desmond Bane. You tell me what you think, and then I'll close it out. Yeah.
So everybody made a big deal about this trade in terms of blockbuster. This is a huge trade. This is a star-studded trade. First blockbuster trade of the year. Ain't really a blockbuster trade to me. But
I disagree there.
Desmond Bane to Orlando is a great fit because he is a secondary ball handler. He's a spot-up shooter, and he's a defensive stalwart where he can guard the 1 through the 3, and he's extremely strong. And plus he has the intangible of, I have a mean streak, and I don't let nobody punk my teammates. And the Magic have a lot of young players and a lot of guys that don't necessarily have that in them, except for maybe Paolo. So you add Desmond Bane to that, you have something. I still think they need a facilitator, but his experience as playing without Ja for basically 2 years has allowed him to be the man and be able to at least improve. He's as good a facilitator as Jalen Brunson. Take that as you will. So now all they still need is he's as good a facilitator as Jalen Brunson, and he's a 2. And they still have Suggs at the 1. So if you combine those 2 assists, that'll probably get you 5 to 8 assists a game, that's not bad for a backcourt. So I mean, I like the trade. I still think there's one more move that they should make, but I do like the trade.
Okay, so this is the thing. Number one, everybody who overreacted on this trade and saw 4 first-round picks, relax. It's not that serious. The Magic gave up Caldwell Pope that they owe $21 million to for the next 2 years, I think. That's not really cheap for a guy who's at best like a bench player. And that's what bench players cost, so that's fine. But he's not a starter level player. You give him Cole Anthony, who is a solid rotational guard. I think that Cole Anthony is the piece that sticks there. I think that him coming off the bench as a 6-man who is very feisty and confident, he fits into what Memphis likes and believes a lot. I like him. He's probably never going to be a starter level player, but he's not scary. He will shoot the shot, and he's a decent player, I think, long-term that Memphis can keep in their rotation. KCP, I honestly think he's a guy who's going into another deal. Maybe you keep him around for a little bit, but long-term, I think that he's flipped. Also, he's not going to be starter because they're going to move Jalen Wells, who's like 6'8", if I remember correctly, into that starting shooting guard role because he played so well as a rookie this year. So KCP, I think, gets flipped. I think Cole Anthony is probably your 6-man. So neither one of these guys are starter level players. So in return, yes, you have to give up 4 picks, which you assume probably not to be fantastic picks, to make Memphis be interested. Because it's probably going to take all 4 of those swings, especially if Phoenix does any level of rebounding like I think Matt HBO wants to do. You're going to have this many swings to find a player that you like. So the 4 picks is more than reasonable. Desmond Bane is on a 4-year, $153 million contract. That costs. That's real money. But he's 26 years old. So he's basically entering his prime. He shoots 40% from 3. And that's what the Magic really needed. They needed a guy who could shoot the ball. You probably get 4 or 5 assists out of him. You probably get 5 or 6 assists out of Suggs. But the thing about the Magic is both the Wagner brothers can pass the ball and Paolo can pass the ball. So you don't need necessarily the same amount of facilitation as like a team like us with the Hawks, where Trae Young is basically the hub and runs everything. Everybody on this team can kind of pass a little bit, and they can shoot a little bit. So it's actually a little bit more difficult to key in on exactly who to stop or not stop. I do agree with you. If they could get a center, I would maybe a Brook Lopez type of guy. I don't know who that guy is. Who can space the floor?
Oh, space the floor. No.
Yeah, like I think they would rather play 5 out or keep the center from out of the paint because that's where Paolo still does a lot of his work. I don't want to make Paolo a jump shooter. I want to use Paolo's strength and ability to get to the paint and shoot free throws.
But they got, as Sneaky just said, they got Goga there though.
Right. And I don't know if Batadze, like I like Batadze a lot. I'm not sure if he's the 100% full-time starter. I'm open to being wrong though. But what I will say is, as we watch the Pacers play here, I think that a lot of teams are looking at looking at the Pacers and saying, all right, when they started the season, they were a team that was really good on offense, but they weren't out of the stratosphere. We didn't look at the Pacers and say, yeah, they're probably going to the finals. And then if you can get your team to mature, the Pacers definitely turn the corner on defense. And if you can get your team, in this case, you don't need your team to turn the corner on defense. You need your team to turn the corner on offense. If you can find some other guys, especially now, it's going to be other guys who want to take that mid-level exception and say, all I got to do is come off the bench and shoot. I love that. I mean, honestly, we have to at least have a little bit of fear that Karis LeVert wants to go play for the Magic. You want to play for Orlando? Or you want to play for Atlanta?
Orlando, a few things. I think we're neglecting the fact that they still have Wendell Carter Jr. there on a very good contract who can shoot the three.
Out of there.
Yeah, but for now, he's not. So, I mean, when it happens, it happens. But if they were to roll out there right now, Wendell Carter Jr. is a three-point shooting.
They're going to get Mo back, too. They're going to get Mo back, too. I think Mo is probably the guy that they like more than Wendell.
I forgot about Mo. The reason I said Capella was just because they need rebounding. They do need rebounding as well. The Indiana Pacers are what everybody's going to copy. But one thing Indiana does not do well that's very similar to Orlando is rebound. Right. And I think Orlando needs rebounding, which is why I said Clint Capella. I
don't hate Clint there, but I think that they're
especially off the bench. I mean, that ain't bad off the bench now.
I think that Brooke and Clint could both be cheap options to get the job done. Luke Cornett, they're going to be a group of centers that are going to be available who are probably not going to cost a ton of money. That if you can get one of those guys, hey, you're going to get, you only going to have to play 15 to 20 minutes. We're not going to require you to do the heavy lifting. And when you get in there, you're probably going to get to shoot. You're going to get more shots than you were going to get probably in Atlanta or wherever you came from.
Now, I want to actually switch gears on this discussion because I haven't seen anybody talk about this in depth. And we don't have to go in depth because we got a lot to talk about with the finals at SGA Dash trying to breed people's wives. But what does this say about the Grizzlies? So I think the Grizzlies are at a crossroads. I don't know if they're entertaining Jaren Jackson Jr., but this move has spurred a lot of rumors about Jaren Jackson Jr. I just don't understand. Wherever he goes, you had to pay him all that money. But there's been talks about blowing this whole Memphis thing up, which is why when you said about Cole Anthony and all of that, I was like, what I've read is Ja quietly they can move on from him because of the headache, and they could either keep Jaren Jackson Jr. and build around him and pay him all that money, but it's highly unlikely that you could build a great team unless you hit on every draft pick, or they could flip Jaren Jackson Jr. as well and get a shit ton of draft picks and basically go the OKC route and start a 7-year plan of acquiring picks and young players again. You don't think that that's the play versus trying to build around Ja?
Well, there are a couple things. Number one, they came out today and said Ja's not up for sale and Jaren Jackson Jr. is not up for sale. Jaren Jackson Jr. not making whatever he needed to go to that super duper max. He is about as good as a contract you're going to be able to get for a guy who's that guy. So I'm not trading him because there's no upgrade that's available for him. The other part is I don't think that this is indictment on the Grizzlies by any stretch of the imagination. This is, hey, we see the second apron. We got Ja, who's a super max. We have Jaren Jackson Jr., who's a max. And then we also had Desmond Bane, who was a max. Well, when Ja went down and we got the opportunity to see Jalen Wells play at 6'8" and play well, I told y'all, you're going to have to play old guys and you have to play young guys. The stars are not going to be out you're not going to be able to just compile stars like you were in the past. So once they identify, hey, Jalen Wells is a really good basketball player. Sweet. Promote him. Now he's in the starting lineup. That's the reason you got Cole Anthony. KCP is fine for now. Overtime, I think that you package KCP up, especially if not this year, next year on an expiring deal. And you trade whatever you want to make that happen. But for me, this at this point stays the course. I actually like this deal because it doesn't make them make any deal immediately. But you're right. If we get to the trade deadline or Ja start tripping again, we can move Ja. I don't think that Jaren Jackson Jr. moves because that's what everybody wants. We want the Evan Mobley. We want the Pascal Siakam. We want the Jaren Jackson Jr. You want that stretch four who can do a little bit of everything. The guy's already like in the defensive player of the year category every year. And he's on that max that's not the super duper max. So you gotta kind of be happy with that. I think Ja is the more movable guy, but I think that if they're competitive like they probably will be, then you'll see. Because I also think that there's going to be a thinning of the herd. They're going this offseason, it's going to be some teams that come on down to reality. And as that happens, you really, I hate to say be the Pacers over and over. You want to be the Pacers. You just want to be in position that between injuries and trades, can I take advantage when the opportunity is presented to me?
We'll see. With the West, I don't know if they're going to be, I mean, free agency is too early to tell. But if you look at the West from last year, Memphis going to be without Bane. I assume that they'll be.
But Jalen Wells is a really good basketball player.
But he's not a ball handler. And you
got Ja.
Yeah, you had Ja. You ain't had Ja consistently for 2 years.
Yes.
He only been in the league for that's 50%.
He been in the league more than 4 years.
33%.
No, he been in there longer than that. Nope.
He was drafted after Trey, right?
Six. You're right. He been in the league 6 years. But
he's missed a third of his career for non-injuries. Add in injuries.
I mean, I agree. This keeps him in a space where if I need to trade Ja, I can get off of Ja. And honestly, I mean, I don't think that works either. But yeah, Ja can be traded, and there will be a team. I mean, hell, I still think that Ja Morant is better than Trey. That too, but I don't know what Minnesota. I guess you give him Jaden Daniels in something.
No, you sign and trade. You would trade picks. Probably old boy that they drafted from Kentucky.
You can't keep all of that. No. Rob with the shifts ain't enough. I'm telling you, you can't have Ja.
I didn't say it was enough. I said you'd have to be. Nobody's going to take Rudy. I would throw Rudy in that trade tomorrow if they could, but that would allow Jaren Jackson to play the 4. But if you get rid of Ja, you got to get rid of Jaren. It doesn't. You can't have both. Ja is too inconsistent, and Jaren is a stretch 4.
Yeah, but you got Zach Edey. You got Zach Edey at the 5.
I forgot about Zach Edey. It still don't change that don't really change my thought though. Yeah, but except for you don't need Rudy because you got Zach Edey, who is young Rudy. So yeah, I don't know what Memphis. We'll see what Memphis does.
Memphis is playing it pretty smart. I'm gonna sit right here and I'm gonna see what y'all do, and depending on what y'all do, I'll make the necessary adjustments. I'm not swinging for the fences. And on top of that, they've also gotten they got like $5 more million in cap space, and they got 4 picks. So if somebody they really like or somebody comes up available that they really want to swing in, hey, bro, you can take the picks I already got, and I got these 4 other picks. What does it take to get a deal done? I think that this is them putting together their little nest egg so that when somebody comes available, I can take the first crack at it. And I can trade you KCP and something else to get me around a $40 million player.
Sneaky, look that up. Who's played more games? Shout out to the world for tuning in. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe. DM us if you want to join our broadcast channel. Splashcast versus the world. Who's played more games in their career? Ja Morant or Zion? I believe the answer is Ja, just because you got to add in playoff for sure. So,
and they also have Santi Aldama is a guy who a lot of people are interested in. You could make some moves and get some things done. They don't have a bunch of guys tied down to a bunch of money. They're flexible, super flexible. So I like it.
All right.
And you don't want to get too ahead of yourself seeing how things going to play out this offseason.
Yeah, we could speculate forever.
All day.
Drink over here. I done finished my whole drink, so we about to get unfiltered, Reggie, here.
Exactly. Also, Steven Adams signs a 3-year, $39 million deal for the Rockets. congratulations on being in the NBA 13, 14 years and never making it to free agency. He is a great investment because you never have to worry about him trying to go to free agency. He going whatever team he's with, he signs. The only way he moves from a team is if he's traded. And that is a value that probably explains why I think they overpaid a little bit for him.
He is quietly he is a enforcer from a different perspective. He ain't gonna go out there and just fight you. He's just gonna let you know, hey, let's not do this. Let's just go ahead. I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm not gonna fight. Okay, I'm gonna lift you up quietly. I'm gonna move you over here and I'm gonna set you down gently and tuck you in just to let you know that you are a child compared to my strength.
I'm stronger than everybody else in the NBA. Outside of black belt and black belt, you're gonna have to whoop him. Because if he put his hands on you, ain't enough karate in the world. But the
shout out to the shot.
Go ahead.
Huh? Shout out to Steven Adams. Shout out to Aquaman. He is the guy that is the consummate professional. And again, I can break your arm in 5 different places if I decide to.
I can break you. I'm gonna pick you up like a small child and carry you over here. Have a seat. I know you're upset. You'll be okay. I think this is a little bit of an overpay. I think that there 100%. Are guys.
Really, 13 million is overpay?
Yeah,
compared to what you talk about.
I think that you could get the Brook Lopez for probably about half of this, and they might not be quite as good, but $13 million, I could probably get Clint or Brook for 10.
That's not half.
Yeah. I mean, somewhere between 7 to 10. If you go into Houston with the opportunity to win, then yeah, I probably am going to offer you a little bit less because we're putting you here with a chance to win. I also think that this sets them up. I think that they're fine with overpaying because they finna consolidate. It's going to be some people going out.
Oh, you know it. As soon as I saw that, really, Jalen Green says, I want to stay in Houston. I said, boy, your bags is already packed. You already lobbying to stay?
Yeah, that is
you are in the first thing smoking the Phoenix if they get
that is the unfortunate part about taking a short team friendly deal is you took that deal. It's tricky. You took the deal because you wanted to get paid. Yeah, it is. I'm gonna tell you why. Because he took the short saying I'll take less to get out of this deal post TV deal because it's gonna go up. I'm gonna get my money there. The unfortunate part about that, and I guess in this conversation, it probably don't make that much of a difference because they talking KD, he just gonna make more than you. But it makes it even easier to put 2 players together now. When you took that short, that deal is trade friendly. And I don't think that there was ever a world where you ever considered that KD was just might take your job, but that just presented itself. I think that
you didn't consider that.
I think that Jabari Smith is thrilled about this opportunity. I watched him talk about, oh, yeah, I'm going to be tougher next year. I'm going to be a better ball handler, and I'm going to be better from the perimeter. I think that he is fully kind of absorbed the fact that, oh, I'm out of here. But the good news is the next place I go, I'm going to be a star. And I don't hate that. I think that, especially in the playoffs, to watch him show up more than Jalen, I think that he's already kind of putting it together. Hey, next place I go, that's mine. Sengun, he took this job. It's nothing I could do with that. It's not a lot I can do around that, but I can go somewhere else. Fool me once, shame on you. Next place, I'm the star. And I think that he's looking at Devin Booker like, oh, man, me and him can make that happen. And for what I heard with Phoenix is they're already looking for other places in Jalen Green, which is fine. And I think that Booker and Jabari and some other players, that could be interesting. That could be something. That's the other part about that Suns pick that I don't exactly love is I don't think the Suns are going to be terrible. I think they're going to move these players, get some picks, and get some players and be competitive again. So you're going to be looking at the back half of the draft for those guys.
TJ McConnell has just scored 9 straight points.
Yep. And if you go back to about 3 or 4 podcasts ago, I told y'all, hey, a guy to watch is TJ McConnell. He could just do things.
He ain't did nothing pretty. He has done the same move twice in a row, and then he hits you with the up and
Air
under.
Monarchs. He plays in the dad sneakers. He looked like somebody dad. TJ McConnell it's a TJ McConnell every YMCA I've ever played at.
Cooking Jalen Green. He's outscoring Tyrese Halliburton right now. But yeah, shout out to Steven Adams. You know,
they finna get them.
Houston, we'll see. We'll see.
Speaking of moves being made, Josh Hart stepped out today and said, all y'all talking trash about Tim's lame as hell. A different direction was taken, but y'all should be appreciative of what he did for the team organization. And I actually agree. He turned this organization around. I've not been the biggest Tibbs fan for a long time, but I will give credit where credit is due. He took the Knicks from where they were, which was nothing, into a competitive team. I think that he probably needs somebody else to get him over the goal line, but I'm not here to hate on, Tibbs as a whole. He did a lot for this team and made it look competitive.
I mean, sure, whatever. Come to the defense of your coach after he gets fired. I mean, cool. It is what it is. He did a lot for the team. They're about to Mark Jackson him. I think he's got him to a certain point, and I don't think that they were going to be able to get past him. I do think this team, that they are as close to ready-made to contend in the East pre-free agency that you're gonna get.
I mean, if you look at them right now, once again, we can only speculate so much. Second best team in the East right now.
That's what I'm saying. There's you don't like I said, pre-free agency and pre-draft, they're the second best team in the East, more than likely, maybe third, but you got to say second because Boston, because Jason Tatum is out. If Jason Tatum wasn't hurt, it'd be Boston would be second.
Yeah,
but Jason Tatum tore his Achilles, so you have to assume that this team, even though they're a facilitator away, in our opinion, shout out to the follow us on Instagram. You'll see that reel we were talking about, call back to last week. They're a ready-made team. They just need a couple tweaks. So the next coach that they get is going, if they do it right, because y'all done swung for the fences a couple times. Right.
Now this is the thing.
Hire Phil Jackson.
No, do not hire Phil Jackson again. That was you on bullshit now. But Boston is a team. Don't get mad, but I'm just looking at what we're dealing with. They're trending downward. Now, can they, after Tatum come back, can they bounce back? Yes. But a $50 million player out for a year on what was already considered an expensive team, they're going to have to divest before they get better. Now, you assume that the rest of the NBA doesn't help the Celtics become a world beater again. So they're, I would say, trending downward. If you look at the Milwaukee Bucks, they're in flux 100%. They're on Giannis' watch. I assume this team to be trending downward, even with, because they also have Dame Lillard, who's out with, what was that, ACL? He's done for the
Achilles.
Achilles. So he's done for the season. The Sixers, I love Embiid.
They can't guard me. Wow.
But Embiid ain't really, he might have to retire. His injury's so bad. So yeah, now you look at you look at the East and you're like, okay, it's the Pacers and the Magic, and I mean the Heat. They gotta do some figuring too. The Knicks are in still a very opportune
window
spot. You just gotta figure it out. You said what?
Window. You said spot. I was like, their window is still
now
open.
Maybe you might be interested in like a Wendell Carter Jr. for a Mitchell Robinson.
So get smaller? I don't know. They got small backcourt.
Spacing.
You go smaller in the front court.
Spacing. Shooting.
I mean, you the Pacers. Because you ain't going to be able to rebound nothing. It's going to be.
Right. Oh, that's the other part. I'm flipping Mikal Bridges for a bigger guy too. That would be my two things. I would probably be okay with a smaller center, but I'm getting a smaller I'm getting a bigger Mikal Bridges, so to balance out. And Wendell probably come off the bench. But once again, it's still a good job. It's a damn good job. The bad part is you can't get nobody to take the job. And scene. Charles Barkley says the Knicks got to be the stupidest people in the world. I don't think that they're stupid for firing Tibbs. I think they're stupid for not having a game plan of the guy who they wanted. I think that they should have just shot at Johnny Bryant, who is the former head assistant. He's a guy who everybody liked there. I think that was the right decision. Calling 5 guys who already had jobs was stupid because it's going to make Johnny Bryant feel like, oh, you didn't really want me. Now it's going to cost you more. And the other part is Chicago. I don't understand why Chicago denied Billy Donovan the opportunity to go to the Knicks. That ain't working out if y'all haven't figured that out.
I told y'all the Knicks was fucking up as soon as they fired Tibbs because there was no discussion of anybody that they were linked to. They were linked to nobody. Like there were no discussions or anything about it. I agree that Tibbs may have been time to move on.
But you should
have. The timing of which you did it was stupid.
Yeah.
It would have made more sense if you went after coaches that weren't already coaches. Right. So if you had a bunch of assistants and a bunch of people that you knew that you were going to interview that were ready to take the next step, either get back into coaching, head coaching, or get ready to step up to be a head coach, then yeah, that firing makes sense because you want to have the opportunity to interview those guys before everybody else. When you started calling Quinn Snyder and Billy Donovan and all of these other people and Jason Kidd, I was like, oh, y'all have no clue what y'all doing. Y'all don't know what y'all doing.
I think that I don't know why Chicago, like, I'm a Florida fan, and Billy Donovan has provided me with the first 2 championships I've ever had in basketball. So I love that guy forever. But I also can look at the Bulls and say, this is not working. And I think that Billy Donovan should probably be interested in getting out of Chicago because that roster doesn't look like he has a plan. Now, from what I heard, it looks like he's going to re-up. So, I mean, get your money, but I can't understand it.
You mean to tell me this team is terrible and it's not my fault?
Right.
Yeah, keep paying.
And y'all going to re-up? I mean, same thing here with Quinn. The Atlanta Hawks for sure told him, hell no, you weren't going to get Quinn Snyder without the approval of Trae Young. And Trae Young, I don't think is in the business of losing.
Trae Young tweeted before they even released the statement. Well, he said, hell no. Then the statement was released. Hawks turned down. I was like, oh, so TJ McConnell. Okay, I'm sorry. TJ McConnell is 6 of 7. He just hit an and 1 over 4 defenders from OKC.
And all I can do is refer y'all to the podcast where we talked about this before. When I told y'all, hey, TJ McConnell, he's a guy who you legitimately hate. But
Chet, they just turned the ball over and TJ missed the 3. But they just turned the ball over on the inbounds again. Boy, OKC has so many issues when it comes to
inbounding
when
the ball.
It comes to not
no,
composure,
they let him do
composure.
That's
composure. That's a composure thing. The Pacers ain't did nothing. The Pacers have made 0 changes from game 1 they have made 0 changes the whole playoff. They pressure and they put TJ McConnell to run defense the entire time. That's all they do.
Yeah. Hey, number 1, thank you, Sneaky. Let me see if I can get this pulled up here.
Answer your question while Norwood pulls that up. No. OG Anunoby would be the answer.
Yes. Ja 304 games, Zion 214 games. Ja has literally played. Ja has missed 2 seasons and still played 1 more season than Zion.
Plus the playoffs.
Correct.
Before your SGA's dad, let's talk about, because we can read that into the finals. Let's talk about the Mavs being
fired.
Saying
somebody
exactly
got
what
fired. This is, I'm gonna tell y'all, like I told y'all, I've worked for multiple sports teams. So you have the graphic designers that put all this stuff together. They look at it before, they approve it before. What you don't do before, and for y'all who are listening, the Mavs have released all of their draft collateral early. Somebody did on accident. Now, it's not a surprise because we all know that they're drafting Cooper Flag, or they will riot in Dallas. Nico, don't do this. You definitely can't do this now. And you know what? Maybe this was a passive-aggressive way to make sure that he didn't blow it. You know what? We'll just go ahead and release it so you can't. We've already made the draft pick on your behalf. But they released the collateral.
Nico. Do it, Nico. Do it. Trade the pick. Evil Nico. Nico. Trade the number 1 pick, Cooper Flag. I want to see unrest in the streets. I want to see everybody upset in Dallas. Do it, Nico. This is this evil Kermit talking to you. Do it.
I mean, you could trade Cooper for Giannis, and that would not be.
Giannis and AD would be a nothing zone. Fly, shot, layup, dribble, nothing. You would with Kyrie. I mean,
treacherous. I mean, it's not the
Clay
worst.
The 3.
No, Clay got to get the hell on. It's too much money. Respectfully, everybody can't get paid that. So, but at the end of the day, the marketing department released this too early. It's funny as hell. But we knew this was going to happen. That this is passive aggressive as hell, or this is just. I think it's passive aggressive. I don't think that by any chance, nobody made this mistake. And if you did, then you got fired.
The mistake is they released all of the welcome Cooper Flag number 1 pick stuff on the Mavs official website before the draft. Saying what we know out loud. Saying the quiet thing out loud, I guess, is what you would really say.
Right. All right.
Speaking of that, saying the quiet thing out loud.
So, SGA's dad was on the 520 podcast with Jeff Teague, and they were talking to him about, SGA being an MVP, and Jeff Teague, who's married but does not have kids. They were having a conversation about, kids and being great. And SGA's dad has a very unique response. He says, just give me your girl. I'll breed her. Guarantee you, she has my genes. He'll be a fucking great player.
There's so much wrong with this. Jeff T's wife is white. So there's a racial component that is totally on board.
I ain't even got to that. I don't care about the race. At the point where you start to discuss my wife,
punch in the face.
Pitbull, hey, punch. Now I am trying to maim you, hurt you. And T's ability to laugh this off was great. This is, once again, restraint. Beautiful. Because to me, I'd have been immediate fisticuffs. Just tell me things that you should never say to another man. No Diddy.
Let me breed your wife?
The most no Diddy ever. Just give me your wife. No, just give me your girl. I'll breed her. Oh, nah. Now, you said that to me, one of us has to die because you can't. It's like in Sinners where he said, "Man, I had to shoot you because you can't."
Yeah,
let people,
you first of all, you a nasty dude for even your choice of words. Let me breed her is wild. That's wild. Either you raise dogs or you watch a whole lot of porn. One or the other. But you're a wild boy for saying that. Wow, saying that on my platform. Even wilder. Saying that on my platform in my face.
Oh, no, it ain't, because this pod going through the roof. Because when
let me tell y'all an episode that would either be on Patreon or not released, it would be that one. SGA's dad shows up to the game 5 of the NBA Finals with a broken ankle and teeth missing.
No, not
he ankle, has press charges.
Face reconstructed. Once you ask to breed my lady, I don't think that there's any response that's wrong.
Show that man up like the Invisible Man. Just have a bunch of bandages around his face.
There is no response whatever you do to a person when they ask to breed the woman that you chose and spend the rest of your life with, when it comes to me, is appropriate. If he choke you out, hit you with a chair, shoot you, he ain't wrong.
Nope.
This is in the history of sports phrases. This goes down as one of the most egregious. Like, I've been thinking about this all day. You put together the podcast list, and you're just thinking to yourself, and I'm like, you said what?
I watched that video like 4 times because I was like, this got to be AI. This is not true. Somebody from Indiana created an AI SGA dad and put him on the 520 podcast because it was all over the internet. All over the internet.
Bro,
Jeff ain't said nothing either.
I have to do something outside of my character once you ask to breed the woman that I've committed my life to.
Yeah.
We've taken vows.
Let's move on because I'm getting angry. I'm putting myself in that situation.
Now, I've been thinking about it. I didn't even want to bring that up because you actually married. I'm unmarried and I'm mad. I'm like, bro, I have to kill you. And SGA, I ain't gonna
die trying. Now you put me in a situation to where I either got to get beat the fuck up or you got to get beat the fuck up, and there's no in between. And if I get beat up, I gotta fight you every time I see you.
It's the chicken fight now. I'm Peter Griffin, and you the chicken. We fight now for the rest of our lives.
Every time. Until you apologize.
And the officer gonna ask me a question. So what happened? He offered to breed my wife. I assume the officer of any good reason is gonna be like, oh, well deserved.
Hey man, citation for public profanity or something like that. They give you some bullshit. With an officer on your side, they give you some bullshit. Jaywalking.
Hey, Judge, I would like to represent myself. He offered to breed my wife. I come to you, and if I ask to breed your wife, what do you expect you to do? I expect you to jump down in that judge gown, whatever y'all wear, and hit me in the head with that gavel until my brain leak out my head. I understand that. It's a sensitive subject. Anything less than that, I think is uncivilized.
Yep.
Personally.
Yep. Finals. I told y'all. I said what I said. OKC in 7, right? That's what I said, right? I believe.
Oh no.
I might have said OKC in 6, and you may have said 7.
Yeah, I think so. We can go back and look because that is, of course, recorded. My iPad has died. So can you give me an update on where we are and what's going on? Sounds like.
Oh, you mean the score of the game?
Yes, please.
It is 92-82. Start of the fourth. 10:50 left in the fourth. TJ McConnell single-handedly brought back the Pacers, who were down by 18, brought them back within 5. He scored 9 straight points, 13 in the third quarter, and yelled out to everybody that could hear you that they can't guard me, and then followed that up with a 2 that everybody thought was a 3. But SGA and OKC ended the quarter strong. They have locked up Tyrese Halliburton, but it is the fourth quarter. He is now awake. Here we go.
Oh, Tyrese Halliburton. What? 2 points. Oh, a 6. 4 assists. 1. Ain't enough. Ain't enough. Miles Turner, 5 rebounds, 11 points. Ain't enough. Pascal Siakam making me look like a fool.
Pascal playing.
TJ McConnell, 18. Yeah. Hey, Tyrese, you did all that choking. Look like you getting choked now. That ain't enough. Yeah. That ain't enough.
Well, it's an 8-point game now. I believe OKC will win this challenge to get the ball. OKC has led throughout this game. This looks like a mirror image of game 1, to be honest. They look like the better team.
This is also what happened in game 3, where Pacers was leading the whole game, and then given the opportunity, they choked it off at the end. Hey, still plenty enough time in here. And Tyrese Halliburton, pay what you owe, brother. You owe a 6 from the field, owe a 4 from 3.
Yeah, now he did fall and kind of hurt his knee a little bit.
Don't care.
You know, it's the finals.
Don't care.
It's the finals. So
get a new knee. Get a new knee.
I talked a lot of trash about OKC's. Everybody did. I'm not gonna say just me because everybody did. Everybody talked trash about OKC changing their lineup in games 1 and 2, and that's really why this series is so close. Well, they went back to basically doing what they do right in the last 3 games, and they're 2-1 in the last 3 games, and they're dominating the boards. Pascal, man, look, he ain't dominating, but he is so. I've never seen consistency be more apparent and be more important than in this series. Whenever anything happens, he gonna get you 2 points. Hey, they up by 18. We need to start a run. 2 points. Hey, they're up. TJ McConnell scored 9 in a row. Let's get it down to 5. 2 points. Hey, we need Tyrese Halliburton to Pascal Siakam is so efficient. It's crazy. But Hartenstein.
But this is the thing. This is the thing. Chet having a regular ass night. 9 and 9.
Chet being tall. But he being tall though. He just in the way.
Right. But now we talked about J-Dub playing like shit last series. Hey, 29 points a night. This is where he gonna want. This is the good and the bad part of being the Thunder. He gonna want that money. And if they win that championship,
Hartenstein right on back to New York.
No, he's on a good enough contract. I don't know. Don't give me the line. Somebody gotta go. Somebody got to go. Yeah, somebody gotta go.
If they were smart, they would re-up Chet now. They would re-up Chet and J-Dub now.
Yeah.
Because if you wait till next year when Chet adds 10, 15 more pounds of muscle and he plays the whole season, and
you missing it. They could be all NBA next year. Chet could be all NBA next year. One thing that I have learned about sports since I've been podcasting, as soon as you figure out that a player is good, best thing you can do is go ahead and pay him right then. Right then, say stop, son. Don't shoot no more shots. Pay him. Don't be Jerry Jones.
Nope.
Nope. We're gonna talk about a few people you don't want to be here. Pops Halliburton. After the game, they showed Pops Halliburton in these boy. This might be one of the worst pair of jeans that you've ever seen. They are patchwork and frayed.
That boy look like he got on the skirt.
And Tyrese Halliburton said he got home. He out of pocket with them jeans. But your son to say, Pops, you tripping in them jeans. And let me tell you, those jeans are awful. I'm talking about, you know how you ever been to the...
They're the checkerboard jeans.
They are the Tommy Hill... They are the Tommy Hilfiger outlet jeans. And you're like, bro, nobody's ever going to buy these.
But it's fitting to be in Indiana. But you can tell he dressed himself. Like, he ain't got no stylist. He ain't got no, I don't know his relationship status. I don't
stylist?
know. At least Kirk Cousins got his wife to dress him like a dad. Like, this looks like you dressed yourself. He still shop at
Pops Halliburton be doing clearly whatever the hell he wants to when he walked up on Giannis. He's not consulting anybody about it before he does anything. I want to make that very. His actions are very clear. I do what I want when I want, and my son is good, so none of y'all gonna really say anything to me or about me. And I agree for the most part.
That is K&G Menswear's finest, bro. That is. You get your jeans from there,
and then next.
Awful. And that's what I'm talking about. See, and there's similarities in this trash ass outfit Reggie Miller had on. But Cheryl, I see why Cheryl don't be around you, bro. You just
I ain't gonna say she don't be doing no better. But Reggie Miller and this outfit that you had on, bro, got on
the hoodie.
The hoodie. Now, and this is what I will say. I actually like the hoodie color. I think the hoodie color is fire.
Mustard.
Yeah, but I mean, it's and you see, funny enough, Caitlin Clark right behind her, kind of in the shadow, fuzzed out. But the hoodie itself is good, and I don't like the jeans are Abercrombie and Fitch, but I don't hate it. The yellow belt is a bit much, and the tuck is crazy. This is not the 90s, and you're 59 years old.
Pacers had
Untuck
to win this game.
all of that, and on top of that, tucking the jersey in to show the belt. Oh, nastiest of work, inappropriate. What you should have done, just take the jersey off. Or, I mean, I honestly would have probably just let you live because it's your jersey. In the Reggie jersey, just everything untucked. You would have probably been okay with me. But the tuck is diabolical, my boy. You look crazy. And they cooked his ass for it.
And this ain't the first time. This is the second one. Because he had a blue hoodie on the other game. So, like, this is his look. This is
and
this
he
is
had
this
the
is
sneakers.
look.
He had the sneakers, the same sneakers that he wore in the playoffs, he was wearing again. And I actually think that's kind of dope. For the NBA, I think that's great. It's nostalgic. This your squad. They don't have, you're the leader of the Pacers as far as the world is concerned. You're a good advocate for this team. Great. Especially as a California kid. You know, a lot of those California people go right on back to California and then they'll never care about their team ever again. So I think you did
Reggie
a good
Miller's
job.
made a lot of questionable decisions when it comes to fashion and things, where he's got the sun tattoo on his belly button. You remember that?
Oh, that navel tat is crazy. You just laying there, let this man tat your navel. Oh, my God.
Put your arms up. You put your arms in the air.
And this ain't basketball, but it was the BET Awards. And what the fuck, Cam Newton? What is that?
That's letting you that he's worth a lot of money.
Nah, this Cam Newton has the outfit of an AKA that just made 40 years in the sorority. I've seen this outfit before.
They said he looked like a love seat, a sofa.
Yo.
It's floral. So it's pink and green, satin, sleeveless, floral two-piece with the matching Crocodile Dundee hat.
Whoa, please listen to what Reggie just said. It's pink and green, satin, and sleeveless.
Floral two-piece. It does look like some pajamas that he cut the sleeves off of.
And
tailored pajamas.
The suede loaf shoe, which I do like the shoe.
The shoes is tough. I ain't say nothing bad about the shoes.
It ain't an ascot. It ain't a bow tie. It's just a bow around his neck, and then a Cam Newton hat. And this is the thing. He looks like he belongs in the flower arrangement right behind him. They should have put layering. They should have put you in the flowers.
I don't know what Toyota 25th anniversary. I feel like they probably told him.
This is the BET Awards.
They probably told him what the background is, and his stylist, not him,
theme,
his
the
stylist.
Background. They said, "Hey, this was the background."
No, this is just the background, bro. We're gonna put you right here.
Oh, shrub head looking ass boy. Oh, Better Homes a guard looking ass. This is terrible.
Bad shot, SGA. All right, man. 5-point game. 8 minutes left.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Here we go.
This is 10 types of terrible. And apparently he got a new show called 106 in Sports. Yeah. It's matching though. One thing that you can see, he is matching. Now, what exactly he's matching? Yo.
But, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of
no, I ain't done yet. I hope whatever woman I find in life, if I have this outfit on, she tap me on the shoulder and say, "No, that ain't it." Somebody need to tell me, hey, brother, Reggie, if you see me in this, call my Uber, send me home. He must be drunk.
After I'm gonna take a few pictures first.
Nah.
There's gonna be a whole lot of pictures.
Don't do that. I trust.
And we got AI. We got AI now. I'll AI you to what you have on purple and gold.
No, you won't. No. Hold on. What did Sneaky say?
Cam on this podcast said this outfit was to show off his arms. Why? If that was the case, you should have worn all black. Because I didn't even notice you had arms. I thought the arms detached with the sleeves. The only thing I saw was the comments.
I want to know where you saw this and thought that I should put this on. Did you see this on a mannequin? And I'm
no, you know this custom made. I told you what it is. This the So I Creep. Yeah, I just keep it on the low.
He gets supposed to know. I'm sleep. Boy, this is terrible. Hey, since we do it every week, Westlake High fashion. Thank you.
Hey, you know it. Hey, man, you know it. You know it. Westlake, we out here. We ain't never. I don't even know what high school you went to.
Yeah, y'all boys gonna stay fresh, and y'all probably gonna beat up somebody in the airport. Yeah.
Hey, man. All right, we gonna dress how we want to, and you better watch your mouth. You better watch your mouth.
They commit felonies. Yeah, me and Reggie coming back, and we're gonna talk football. I guess there's football to talk.
Just Shamar Stewart. I don't really care about anything else except, well, I mean, Polynesian sauce is funny because I didn't know. But
you you're the whitest human on the planet, and you thought we knew.
You went to BYU, bro.
All right, me and
we'll
Reggie.
be right back. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna get my beer. I told y'all I had my French connection. Now I'm gonna get my brew.
I'm gonna finish
and
mine.
we gonna cruise on out of here. We'll be right back. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe. Thunder are up 7 with 7 minutes to go, so it's basically a 1-point game from here on out, as you know how the Pacers go.
Right.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our final segment of episode 195 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw, our football segment, where we're going to zoom through this update on the finals, game 5. It is a 5-point game. OKC up 100-95 over Indiana. Lou Dort, 25 minutes, 3 points, 4 fouls. Just let y'all know.
Somewhere else next year, my brother.
Ooh, that was perfect timing. Lou Dort, 6 points, 4 fouls, hits a 3, 8-point game. We'll update you at the end of the segment to let you know what happens in this game. Football. We got no college football, right?
No, they gonna
no
play
college. Falcons. We need a CB2. We don't really have any news. They're still not practicing Kyle Pitts for real, which means he's probably going to get traded.
Foot injury. He's at all meetings.
Yeah.
Foot injury.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. I mean, you're not wrong.
But
okay, shoot, because I do have a couple things I want to talk about.
No, good. Talk about the Falcons.
So, yes. One of the things that I've looked at is they feel very good about Jalen Walker and James Pierce Jr. Like a ton.
Play now.
And I feel like a lot of the talk that was James Pierce Jr. was what we hear every year in draft talk. Oh, this guy's terrible. He's awful. He's awful to try to drop draft stock. And he's probably just a perfectly normal human in hindsight.
No, I don't think
any,
it was
not any of the
normal
baggage.
human.
What I'm saying is probably not the baggage issues that we thought at one point.
I just think he didn't have media training, and I don't think Tennessee prepared him for the spotlight. And I think he has a phobia of being in the spotlight in terms of being the person to talk to. Just like that. 10-point game and one, Lord. But so what I see is, because I saw it in his press conference, a lot of people made fun of James Pierce Jr. when Jalen Walker, when they did an introductory press conference. Jalen Walker had on the 3-piece suit with the tie and the S, and he had all of that. He looked so professional and just very well put together. He was mannerisms, and he was very prepared for the moment.
He's clean.
With James Pierce, he's very prepared for the moment. He's clean.
Yeah.
And James Pierce showed up in slides, sweatpants, and a t-shirt, and they kind of had to give him a Falcons t-shirt. And a lot of people had something to say, and I was like, bro, I don't know if I've never actually heard him speak. Now, I don't follow Tennessee Volunteers football, but they always made it about Nico. They made it about Nico at the time, and James Pierce was not just, but he was the guy that was a freak athlete, but you never heard him talk. I don't think he was prepared to be in the spotlight, and I think Atlanta, by trading up, gave him a vote of confidence. So he's very, very good. They said he was out the first day because he had to get in shape and kind of learn everything. They said day 2, him and Jalen Walker was cooking, boy. They didn't know what to do. They're gonna blitz them from both sides, which is crazy.
And that's what I think that this draft does him a big solid is you got Jalen Walker, who is your cookie cutter defensive leader, speaker, face. Great. Like, if you watch Jalen Walker, you'll want to play football too. And you'll want to play defense. He know what he talking about. He's just polished. And you can tell, and I hate to have to do this. Oh, it burns my soul. I gotta give Kirby all the credit in the world. That kid, Jalen Walker, I don't know if he can play NFL football. But listening to him play NFL football, I believe he's an NFL football player already. He walks the walk. He talks the talk. He says, I have to carry myself in a different way. That's who I am. And me and you've been talking in the chat. I keep saying, like, man, every interview, he's great. And I think that having a guy like that takes all the pressure off of JPJ.
He's definitely a coach. He's definitely going to be a coach soon. And not soon, but after his career is over.
It's kind of like having The Undertaker and Kane. 37. If y'all remember, The Undertaker was the showman. Kane came in and hurt people. And I think that if you can have Jalen Walker do all the show and the coaching and the talking, James Pierce Jr., see ball, get ball. I'm a football player. And Raheem said, hey, man, he reminds me of AJ Terrell. AJ Terrell also not big on doing a whole lot of talking, just here to execute. And he said, I paired them up, even though they play different positions. Their demeanors are very similar. He said AJ was a very serious rookie. JPJ, a very serious rookie. And once I got past that, I don't care. Thank you. As a person who's more on the other side of talking and being in the front, we always appreciate a silent killer. And let Jalen do all the talking, let JPJ do all the killing. They like what's the kid? I can't think of his name. DeMario. No, DeMario.
Divine Diablo.
Divine Diablo. They love
Angel
him.
Devil. Devil. Just think about that.
They love him. And I wanted to ask, what is the chances that this defense is not a bad defense? What is the chances this defense is good defense?
So Divine Diablo, I don't know what this defense. I don't know, to answer your question. I don't know, because I don't know. They have so much athleticism everywhere. All of the sudden, like within 1 year,
right? We
have athleticism at every linebacker position. Caden Ellis went from being the athletic linebacker to being the regular guy because Divine Diablo is so athletic. Jalen Walker literally plays every position in the front
Yep, they
seven.
talking about moving him to middle linebacker, and I'm like, whoa, what?
I told y'all, Troy Anderson out of there. And then you have, which is even greater to hear, Leonard Floyd is playing a mentor role to get these guys out here. Now, to answer your question, I still think we're a cornerback 2 away. But you still have you have Alexander, although he's gonna want some money. But I really like Asante Samuel Jr. to kick the tires on because he's cheaper. I think if you get a CB2, because you're gonna need a CB2 to stop Tampa Bay. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
They say Hellam's coming back on mode too.
Hellam's is cooking. He be hitting people out. But you need a cornerback too. If you get right now, I'd say we're probably top 15. You get a cornerback too, that's pretty good. We're probably top 5 defense.
Oh, they don't want that. They don't want, let me tell y'all. One thing that Atlanta on both in basketball and football, we're going to be top tier if we can just get to mid-tier on defense. I don't know why the city of Atlanta doesn't believe in defense, but if you can get either one to mid-tier on defense, they talk about Penix is spinning it. They excited. I did not know that.
Mooney gonna be crazy.
I'm trying to manage my expectations to the best of my abilities, but I keep looking at this defense and I'm like,
the tackle position is where it's the proof is in the pudding. If they're good, y'all in trouble.
You got there's so many guys. You still got Rook, you still got Harrison, you got Onyemata. Like, we have so many cracks. Now, that's the only thing that if this defense ain't good this time, Raheem, you're gonna have to go home. We've given you enough opportunities to put together a defense as a defensive guy.
Yeah. I'm anxious to see it. What do you think about bringing Michael Penix's number 1 receiver, Polk?
Yes,
from Washington.
Yes. Now, like I told you in the DM, eat what you kill. The only way that you make this roster and you get on the field is if you kill. But just like they did with old boy Restrepo with the Titans, brought him, with Cam. And apparently, say what you want to about all the rest of the stuff that you saw about him, he in practice kicking ass.
Restrepo?
Yeah.
That 4.8, 4.4, they kicking y'all ass in them 0 to 10 yard.
Exactly.
We're throwing it out.
Exactly. And I'm not in love with any of these guys enough to say, oh no, don't give him a shot. You know what? At the end of the day, respectfully, I don't give a damn. I don't give one singular damn. Give me the best 11 players. Now, Raheem, I'm going to tell you this. I said this last year. It got me mad. I'm going to say it again this year. Put the best 11 players on the field at the same time. If that means you have to play Algier and Bijan at the same time, you got to play Kyle Pitts and you got to play Drake London at the same time. I don't care. But the 11 best football players on the offensive side of the football should be on the field at the same time. We're not good enough not to. And I'm going to tell you who is going to do that, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So you better strap up because it ain't finna be no joke with them.
Yeah, they look crazy. I'm so happy they didn't get Jalen Walker, and we did, because if they got Jalen Walker, I would have been like, oh, yeah, we.
Oh.
And Carolina, they not there, but they build
slouch. Right.
They built Bryce Young got confidence. Any Alabama player that gets confidence,
right,
better look out.
Yeah, and you dealt with Nick Saban. I'm going to tell you, whatever coach you have over there at Carolina, he ain't tough as Nick Saban. So yeah, you're not going to stress him out, which I think is the reason that last year when y'all talk about firing him, he was like, okay, well, cool, I'll go somewhere else. This is the thing about this team. This is the worst place I can be.
There's nowhere but up from here.
And I don't know if y'all been paying attention. Kyler Murray is about to be real expensive. And I don't think that if they're going to be competitive, they're going to be interested. And if I'm Bryce, I could go to Arizona.
I can throw the ball to Marvin Harrison Jr.
Hell yeah. And Arizona's probably like, man, well, let me move out of this. And I mean, I'll be honest, Carolina, if y'all got Kyler, it wouldn't be the worst deal for y'all.
You sell some tickets. Y'all need to do some fan outreach.
Right.
Up there in Charlotte. Maybe move it to the border more.
Speaking
South
of
Carolina
fan outreach, let's go here and then let's go Bligat in the ghetto.
Need a rewind button. Shamar Stewart ain't doing Nathan boy. So Shamar Stewart, we talked about it. Lunch Break podcast. We talked about it on this podcast, Splashcast, Dive Team Media Network. He's been everywhere. He is making waves because he has not signed his contract tender, his rookie contract, because the Bengals are not trying to guarantee any money despite injury, which is, for context, that is a standard thing that is added to all rookie contracts. It is one of the reasons that rookie contracts are not as high as they used to be, because, and part of the agreeing to a cap where Sam Bradford, for example, got 54 million, Matt Stafford got 51 million without even playing a down, is you adjust the rookie scale, but you guarantee the money despite anything that happens. Well, the Bengals are trying not to do that. And Shamar Stewart is standing on business, and now they're talking about he could take a gap year, kind of like Jamar Chase, ironically, who's a Bengal, did at LSU, and just go work out and re-enter the draft next year.
Make you wish we had another draft pick.
This is interesting because...
Well, this is the thing about Cincinnati. They don't understand negotiation. You can't have your older senior defensive lineman and not pay him, then also have your young guy and not replace him, and then everybody looking at you like you're the stupid person. That's how you look. And I'm telling you, if I'm a Cincinnati Bengals player, I am looking at how you pay people. I'm telling my agent, bro, hey, whatever it takes, talk to whoever you need to, find my next destination. I'm not playing with these people. Either they're going to pay me or I'm getting the hell on. And I don't think that Hendrickson, I feel very confident saying Henderson is not playing with y'all. Y'all won't even see him to the first week of the season. But
they just started contract negotiations today, allegedly.
But between that and Stewart, what's a gap year? All I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna show up. I'm gonna call Aaron Donald and I'm gonna work out with Aaron Donald every day.
Every day. I got NIL money, so I got money to last me until next year. I ain't broke. I'm not even gonna call Aaron Donald. You know who else is an alum of Texas A&M? Miles smack people in the helmet, Garrett. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna work out with him and Aaron Donald.
He has a job. What I'm telling you is I'm gonna show you every day. I'm moving next door to Aaron Donald, and my commitment is to work out with him every day for 365 days. So by the time that y'all see me, I'll be doing them knives and all of that. Oh man,
we're gonna go right to Baltimore. I'm gonna be pissed. The Baltimore gonna be right there.
Oh man, all day. Nah. Baltimore won't have a pick for that. He'll be going somewhere.
He's gonna drop. If he sits out of the hypothetically, if Shamar Stewart sits out a year, he's gonna drop probably to the second or third round because he hasn't played football. He wasn't productive in college.
I dare you to drop to the second round. What it take, whatever Falcons, whatever it takes.
75%, Terry. I got 75%. I'm gonna trade up and get somebody.
Whatever it takes to land that man for a year of rest and preparation.
And you ain't even got to be the guy. That's the thing. We could draft and you could just be another big, fast, athletic person on the field.
Let me tell you, the worst case scenario, drop to the second round. Ain't no way. And I don't think that happens because I don't think that teams are stupid at night. They're not. I'm not going to judge
outside
you off,
the Bengals.
I'm not judging you off the Bengals. The Bengals make stupid decisions. I'm not going to make a stupid decision. Well, clearly he's not good enough because the Bengals not paying Trey Hendrickson. Let me let you know they do stupid things. If you do
35 sacks in 2 years,
you're a stupid person who does stupid things. Don't worry about it. Cool. I tell you all the time, Jay-Z break out with Beyonce. That's still Beyonce. Hit my line. I'm available. Like, I'm not playing with you. No, and I think that if you do the gap, you're right. I mean, it's enough players who don't play in their rookie year for whatever reason, X, Y, and Z. I mean, Rook sat out the majority of last year. Like, we've had a bunch of players sit out a year anyway. So, yeah, come on back. But yes, if you make it to the second round, Falcons, you better move heaven and earth and water, whatever the Planeteers got. You better move it so we can get to it. Now we can talk about other people.
I mean, so Shamar Stewart isn't the only first rounder not signed. I think Travis Hunter is the only top 10 pick not signed in the draft. He's set to sign a 4-year, $46.5 million contract, $30 million guaranteed. I don't expect this to be a thing because he just got married and purchased a $15 million house in Jacksonville. So there is they're negotiating amended language. Basically, the factors are when the signing bonus will be paid out. I think he wants all of the signing bonus money at one time. I think they're trying to break it up over a certain amount of time, as well as other factors. Yep. But hey, man, I don't expect this to be more than he should be signed within the next week. OKC wins. Jalen Williams, 39 points. 39 points. Cooked Halliburton. But yeah, what you think about this? You think Travis Hunter gonna do anything? I think this. I don't think this is a real story, to be honest.
For me, I'm really I just hope that Travis Hunter is making the right decisions. I see a lot of things that would kind of send my red flags, and I'm like, I don't love that. So for me, I just hope you're making the right decisions as a young black man. Buying the house before the contract is surely something. Getting married with no prenup, that's surely something. But I respect your faith and your belief. I just hope you're on the right side.
And your relationship. I think that's a lot of things that people don't do either. They're not respecting his privacy and relationship.
Right. That ain't my business. That ain't my business.
He's 21 years old. That's wild.
Right. I just want to make sure you make it. And I don't even want to make sure. I hope you're making the right decision. That's all I can do is hope and pray for you, bro.
Yeah, I ain't about to make sure nothing, brother. You got it.
I tell y'all all the time, I'm not in the business of caring what a young man does in his bedroom. Ain't my business. My name Paul, and that's all. Just hope you make the right decisions because I like you. That's it. In other news, nope, that's not where we're going. This is where we're going. It's a little crazy.
So first ever time that there's been fully guaranteed contracts for second round picks. Browns linebacker Carson Schlesinger and Texans wide receiver Jaden Higgins signed fully guaranteed rookie deals, each worth a little over $11 million. More than 7 weeks after the draft, 40 total players still remain unsigned. 30 of them are second rounders. The reason 30 of them are second rounders is because these two guys getting fully guaranteed contracts in the second round is unprecedented. I like it. Get your money. Never hating on anybody getting money. I think this changes the game forever.
Yeah. This is what I will say. This looks, if we're gonna call it one way, we gotta call it both ways. When the NFL does the thing with Colin Kaepernick and then nobody says anything to him, we call that collusion. If 30 second round picks and nobody's signed because of a fully guaranteed contract, it looks like the agents have gotten together and said, hey, we're not taking these contracts until they're fully guaranteed. I like the spirit of it, but what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And looks, I'm just telling you how it looks. Now, we didn't have a second round pick this year, so this ain't a problem for us.
We signed both our first.
Right. I'm happy that this ain't the year where we have to worry about it, but there is something here. I think that the NFL is moving towards these guaranteed contracts, and I think the guaranteed contract is probably a little bit better for everybody because once you pay them, if it don't work out, you can move on from pretty easily. But there's a fight here, and this is what me and Reggie like to talk about. We're just gonna watch it and see how it plays out. But there's smoke and fire here, and it's very interesting.
Well, the thing is, we talk about how sports is evolving and how there's so many players that are good, right? Mm-hmm. I think the Falcons with Kobe Bryant, everybody views Kobe Bryant as being the best undrafted free agent that we've gotten. Probably, and he may actually if you really watch football, he really may be the second best undrafted free agent next to Nick Nash, who was undrafted free agent signed by who?
Oh, yes,
the
correct.
Falcons. So when you have this many good players, eventually they're gonna want to get paid because I'm sure you can go throughout football in the last 5 to 10 years. There's been more mid-round draft picks that are good versus first-round draft picks. And more first-round busts versus second, third, fourth round busts.
The middle of the draft guys.
So if they're gonna do that, you're going to have to pay them because they're so good. Now, like you said, second round draft picks, you're going to have to negotiate and your agents the same way that guaranteed money for the first round draft picks meant smaller contracts is going to be the same thing. You may get fully guaranteed 11, 12, $13 million over 3 years, but there ain't going to be no fifth, ain't going to be no option.
Right.
Ain't going to be no negotiation. If you don't prove it, we paid you $11 million over 3 years, and you have not improved, you are cut clean and clear. And you know what? I don't really disagree with that at all.
All right. We've given you all your money.
I'm all for finite. I know exactly how much I have to pay you, when I have to pay you, and how often I have to pay you, and you have this amount of time to tell me if you're good or not. I'm cool with it.
Most of these things,
but you're right. Definitely collusion. There's definitely collusion amongst agents. Sorry.
This is, and I think if we looked at sports from the way that, as a person who has a degree in sport management looks at it, it's risk management. That's it. Take your emotions out of it. Hey, I like this guy or I don't like this guy. This is risk management. What gives me the highest opportunity to be successful? Yes. Oh, well, we don't want these guys to be looked at. No, they're assets. They're assets and liabilities. That's it. And if you're not operating from that space, then you're going to lose to guys who are, because their emotions aren't going to cloud their judgment in making good decisions about players. Is it cold-hearted? Yes. It's the same way that me and Reggie Job look at us. Risk management. What do we pay this person? We pay this person this. We expect this output. If we're not seeing a return on investment, you got to go home. It's that simple.
Yep.
And when you don't make those type of investments, Cleveland Browns, and you deal with the Deshaun Watson, all your emotions in the world. Deshaun Watson could, I ain't gonna say he could be the greatest human in the world, but you can like him all you want to. He got them people looking crazy. They have 4 quarterbacks for that very reason. That
they signed both of them. They signed both their rookie quarterback. Oh my God, Cleveland, bro.
They're talking about taking 4 quarterbacks into the season, which is crazy. Now we're gonna do some quick hitters here.
No, we're not. Go back. I got a question for you before you bring anything up. I got one more question. I'm throwing a curveball. Your man's is looking at going to be QB number 2 in Indianapolis. They said Daniel Jones is the favorite to be QB1 in Indianapolis.
Go for it. Everybody gets fired. Everybody gets fired.
One thing I was gonna get fired regardless.
But one thing I will say that I can guarantee you is if you take Daniel Jones as your QB1, everybody's fired. And when you saw that, I don't know if you saw, but that they put in there immediately. Anthony Richardson is the leader to be the Steelers' next quarterback.
I did not see that.
Right. Every what's Newton's law? Every action creates
you
a
did
new
that. You could have just kept
reaction.
Justin Fields. You could have just kept Justin Fields if you did that.
Right. But you can't get him now. So yeah, like that's the first thing I saw. And I was like, do I send this to Reggie and be petty, or do I wait and let it play out? But yeah, that was immediately the thing was Anthony Richardson to the Steelers. And I'm like,
switch him to DB, switch him to linebacker so that he could tackle people.
But also, I did see how many games he's played since high school and how many passing attempts he's.
It's no more than 30.
He ain't played no whole lot of football. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Hey man, the jug is for real though. If I could get it, hey, you look good. You work out, you lift, you're tall, you can throw the ball far. I'm gonna pay you millions of dollars. No, I
told y'all is I didn't think that he would go that high, but I still think if you read, I want to go back and look at that draft. And I will say, sometimes these drafts just suck. And I have to go back, and I will go back and look, but sometimes it just don't be anybody else. It's been some really bad basketball drafts I've looked at recently. I'm like, well, damn, you couldn't pick nobody. Anybody you picked was gonna be bad. So you should pick the fast, strong guy.
I just know. I said from the get-go, I was like, hey,
you did.
There's no way that he should be drafted. And you were like, you don't think he's a number 4 draft pick or top 5 draft pick? And I said his talent isn't. And then you explained yourself, and I was like, okay, I agree because of the intangibles. Everybody's looking for Josh Allen. And that's what it really is.
Was always
I was like, bro, I saw him throw the ball.
I'm not. I was never the guy to say, okay. First of all, I didn't think the draft machine was going to get him to where he got. But I did say,
you predicted it.
No. I told you he was 100% a first round draft pick. Y'all were like, he ain't gonna get
you
drafted.
said lottery pick. You said lottery pick, and I said he's a 4th rounder.
Yeah. Yes.
And I big difference between 30 and 10. Now that's 15 million.
Sure, but what I was saying, like at the end, I didn't think that he would. The marketing department shot him the rest of the way up there. But what I said was, if you look at now, you're gonna make me all right. We're gonna scrap the rest of this. We don't care about
J.K. Dobbins. No, we do care about J.K. Dobbins because he's had so many injuries, and he's only 26 years old, and he actually had his highest career output last year at 4.6 yards per carry. So he is getting sent to Denver, which is great, which means we're going to keep Algier because Algier was tied to Denver. So there's that. But yeah, I did want to say congratulations.
I want to give the Broncos credit. They are doing a really good job of kind of like building on the margins. They found a way to kind of like, hey, we're going to get our guy and we're going to put this team together kind of non-conventionally. Now, Anthony Richardson. We got to go positions.
That it.
No, I need 2023.
That boy got to go to the advanced stats. Anthony Richardson. He's the number 5 quarterback, passing the yards, on the run, scramble, down the field, 50 yards or more. He's completed 2 out of 7, so he's number 2. Like, we don't get one of them stats. I know at Florida, he threw the ball to Georgia more than he threw the ball to Florida players in 2 years. He couldn't beat out Emory Jones.
I mean, no. Okay, so this is what I will say in hindsight. Bryce Young, CJ,
these my hindsight glasses.
Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker is the only thing there, though. Everything else is bad. Everything else is worse. And that was always my thing. You needed a quarterback. Now, in hindsight, we can look back. We can look back and
lens.
we can look back and say, you know what, I might have should have rolled the dice on Hendon Hooker instead of. Sure. But Tanner McKee, I don't know who or where he is. Dorian Thompson Robinson, DTR. Well, I think he's been cut by the Browns twice.
Jake more games than Anthony Richardson. I think he started more games than Anthony Richardson.
Trash. Clayton Tune, terrible. Stetson Bennett, drinking problem. I mean, it just wasn't a lot there. Yeah, it just ain't there. It just ain't there. Hendon Hooker, but I will say Hendon Hooker was at least. That's not the boy at Dallas, is it? I get him and
Nah, Hendon Hooker is somewhere.
Detroit.
Yeah, well, you ain't playing there anyway. But
never.
I said that Anthony Richardson
Milton
was a fourth hindsight glasses, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I said he's like a 4th round pick talent wise. Everybody else you've named was 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th round picks. He ain't really separated. Stetson Bennett was a 5th round pick. Hendon Hooker was a 2nd round pick. Who else did you say? Who else did you say? Maybe Hendon Hooker might have been 5th round. Jake Hayner from Louisville. What was he? 3rd?
Jake Hayner was Fresno. Clayton Tune, like I bet you a bunch of these guys.
All of them. You naming all them people that I said he should be drafted around.
Yeah, but the other part is you could have just. I mean, he was trying to find a quarterback. It just wasn't there. Ooh, these guys stink.
And that's what you get, Indianapolis. RIP to your owner. You know, no shade, but that's what you get.
Yeah, but you did pass.
Now you did all of that, and now you stuck with.
I guess you wouldn't take Bijan, but you passed on Jalen Carter.
Why would you take Bijan? They argued with old boy for 2 years about a contract.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. This draft,
Jonathan Taylor.
I ain't gonna lie. This draft is also not smoking.
Couldn't you have had old boy from Philadelphia?
Jalen Carter, yeah. This draft ain't really smoking. If you look at the 2023 draft,
what I'm saying is where I thought that he should have been picked. Where I thought he should have been picked, talent-wise, based on his ability and what I saw, is about where he should have gone, in my opinion. Now, Indianapolis, you shot yourself in the foot. Anytime you go around the bushes and through the woods to figure out to get to Daniel Jones as your starting quarterback, you have made a wrong turn somewhere. Wherever that is, it is what it is.
But you could have had Christian Gonzalez, Paris Johnson. This draft ain't. I mean, you don't pick Puka at 10. Now, this draft is not great. I want it to be. When you've taken Rashee Rice at 13, just ain't a lot there. Sam Laporta.
So you're saying it was the 20 what draft? What draft did Tebow come out? No, what draft did Tebow come out? 2010, 29, 2009.
Oh, even in the redraft, they still got him first round. That's
2011. I think it was that 2011 where they had Manziel, Tebow, Colt McCoy. Like you were kind of stuck in that situation where you need a quarterback, but I mean anybody with eyes could see like, and the fact that they draft, I was actually cool with them drafting him in the first round. I wasn't cool with them starting him first game. I was like, y'all are crazy.
I think that was short-sighted.
y'all are out of your mind.
I will say that even in the redrafts by different people, he's still a first rounder.
Where does he go? 30?
Yeah, he at the end. But just the quarterback position at that value, you still kind of gotta. I think that he needed. I think the best thing for him, and I think that we're also kind of figuring that out across the board, is you need a bridge. Like you need at least 7-8 games to learn how to play quarterback in the NFL.
Shout out to Big T.
Right.
Fontenot.
Right.
Y'all listen, everybody calls you stupid until it works, and then you're a genius.
Oh, yeah. And he still broke the draft, and the draft has never been the same since he drafted Michael Penix. And
we about to get out from up under that Kirk Cousins contract this year, and we get our picks next year.
I think
all you got to do is make the playoffs, Terry. Y'all got to make the playoffs, and your job is safe.
I really think that he's quietly created a new system. You just can't put these young guys who are not developing anymore. They're not playing. They're not staying for umpteen years. Well, we'll see. I think the quarterbacks will stay a little bit longer for NIL
transfer.
So, I think that's the other part but they're not developing. You're just learning a system, which is what some guy you're not going to have.
But that's what you Shanahan's and your McVays want. They don't want you to be the most developed. They would rather take a Brock Purdy than a CJ Stroud, right?
Right.
They would rather take a Brock Purdy who knows how to assimilate to a system and run a system like a TJ McConnell. I can run the point guard position that way. I'm not overly athletic. I don't have all the traits, but I know X, Y, Z, whatever. I can say
you're
it. You're
also not getting you're not getting the Tom Brady who stays 3 or 4 years in one place. You're not getting the Peyton Manning who develops as a quarterback. You're going to get a guy who learns the system. And I think that's going to be a new key is adaptability. Can I go learn a new system and a new system and a new system? I might have 3 between offensive coordinators and coaches. I might have 3 of at least one of those guys change in that time period. So the quarterback position is going to be different, but I think that's a good place for us to wrap up. It's been a hell of a pod. We are excited about what basketball offseason looks like. And football. It's almost here.
Zach Taylor is Polynesian. Him and Tua have the same DNA.
That's a great place to end this podcast because that sounds like some bullshit. But thank you guys for rocking with us again. It has been another fantastic pod as we creep closer and closer to 200 of these things. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Reggie, what else you got for us?
Game 5, OKC won. I'm going to read this stat line to you. OKC had 4 players in double figures. Out of everybody else that played, they played 9 players. Casey Wallace had 11 points. Anthony Wiggins had 14 points. Or is it Andrew? No, Andrew is Andrew. And SGA had 31 and 10. Jalen Williams had 44 and 4. And I believe he had a couple steals. Jalen Williams had 40 points tonight, y'all.
Yeah.
Every time Indianapolis, nope, that's the Colts. Every time the Indiana Pacers made a run and they got it, TJ McConnell did his damnedest. Jalen Williams played well. Lou Dort didn't do much offensively. He hit a clutch 3, but he beat up Halliburton all game. I think Halliburton, let me read his stats. Let me make sure I get it right. Pascal Siakam, 28 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Tyrese Halliburton, 4 points, 6 assists, 0 steals, 3 turnovers. That'll get you a loss every time.
Jalen finna want his money. All of it.
Oh, yeah. Isaiah Job, pack your bags. The other Jalen, you might be out of here too. Because they got picks to read it all up, though. We can just fill in the blanks.
I mean, you're right. But you got to re-hit on a bunch of picks again. And what I tell you, if you make all your shots early, you're going to make shots late.
No, you don't. You don't have to hit. You got 3. You got 3 players right now on your team. Maybe 2.5 because Chet still got some growing to do. But you have 2 players right now that
he's good enough. He's good enough defensively to still do his job.
Yeah, he didn't do well on offense today. He did hit a clutch 3 at the beginning of the game, but he is tall.
Offense,
he is 7. He is all of 7'2".
He needs the Hakeem Olajuwon, Tim Duncan weekend summer package.
But I mean, you have them, which is cool because that's why I say
none
you
of these
sign Chet
guys
now.
are in their prime yet either. That's the scary.
And you sign Chet now because you assume. I mean, he had 9 and 9 today. 9 and 9 gets you $20 million a year. If you could get Chet at $30 million a year versus 52,
nah, you
because you have to pay Jalen 60. You got to pay Jalen 60. You can't pay him the max and pay Jalen the max. You can't.
Nah, but his max ain't gonna be the same max. His max is gonna be the flat max. I was drafted number 2, max me out at like 40, which is like kind of like the old 30. The issue is you have SGA MVP super duper max, Jalen Williams 3rd team all defense, 3rd team all NBA.
Finals MVP.
And
Finals MVP. If they win, he's the Finals MVP.
His money, but the all NBA and the all defense are kickers. So that puts you in the like 60 category. That's the reason I'm saying I might trade him for Jaylen Brown.
Well, you don't really gain. Jaylen Brown's at what, 50? He's at 60. Yeah, like 58, 55.
I mean, his Jalen Williams' offense didn't look like this to today either. That's the gift and the curse with him. He's been kind of regular, especially in the last 2 series. But 44 tonight makes that's.
I mean, this is first finals. Like, he's so young. Like, you could. There's so much things that you can attribute it to. Like, There's very few rookies that perform in the finals as the number 2 option.
Well, he ain't a rookie, but young man.
Young players.
Yeah.
So I think Kawhi is one.
Yeah.
MJ was another.
But I don't like to do that with Kawhi because Kawhi was surrounded by Hall of Famers and he had literally one responsibility. This ain't that, and that ain't this. He's a young man playing today. He played elite with a bunch of other young men, and next to an MVP, he outplayed the MVP.
Yeah. So you're taking the risk of, okay, he's still young. Do you think you trade him now and this is I think this is it?
I think
if you trade him now, you're assuming this is kind of close to the peak. But if he gets way better,
this game makes me reconsider.
Serge Ibaka versus James Harden.
If you looked at all the rest of his games, he was pretty okay. Today he basically won. Today he basically won you a game. I mean, we got a second. But today was a different Jalen Williams. And now you're right. I'm probably not as interested in Jaylen Brown with a torn meniscus if seeing this. Yeah. I mean, you're right. You're right.
They got it. They're going to try to do what the Warriors tried to do better. And I see what they're going to try to do.
Yeah. And they still
they
have Nikola Topic, the guy they drafted this year. He's just sitting over there chilling, waiting to win a ring, and I ain't participating.
You can go get. They have so much flexibility. You can go get
Dort, you out of there.
Yeah, now Lou Dort, you might have to be. Hey, look, big dog. We could Marcus Smart you, send you right on over to Memphis.
Yeah,
Grindhouse. They'll love you over there. Threes and full court defense.
Miami. There's gonna be like all these guys. Oh yeah, Lou Dort, $16.5 million. You out of there. Hartenstein,
Kuminga,
$30 million. It's tight.
Yeah, Hartenstein. Yes, it's. Yeah.
I might be more. I might be okay with finding a guy who can give me. I mean, he is on a. I guess not with Hartenstein. It's 25. It's 28.5 this year, and then I think there's and it's a team option, which means it's easy. You pay him for this year $30 million. You pay him 28 next year. You get to 26, 27, decline the team option. Let's renegotiate 3 more years. Then we can keep you around. It ain't gonna break the bank, but we could probably pay you about $25 million and the salary cap escalates. He could probably be there for the future. Lou Dort, honestly, if you're willing to take a pay cut, you can stick around too. Or if you're willing just not to get paid any more money. The thing is, people want more money.
Why would I turn down money? Somebody gonna pay him more money.
Oh, championships.
I got one.
Right. I mean,
assuming that they win.
Yeah,
you never know.
Dealer's choice. If you want to stick around, we can pay you. If you want to go chase money, I don't blame you. With the money that you guys make, we can make some things happen. But yeah, you gotta pay Chet. Chet getting 10 this year and 13 next year.
Oh yeah, you're gonna pay what you owe.
Caruso, who is tight on you? 18, 19, 20, 22.
Lakers. Send them right on back to the Lakers and LeBron.
Nah,
they've been building that for a while.
Celtics.
Yeah.
I'll send you Lou Dort and Alex Caruso. You send me Derek White. Deal.
Yeah, it could work. But ladies and gentlemen, before we get too far in the weeds, it is 11:47 Eastern Standard Time. I'm about to go to sleep. Bish. I will holler at y'all. Norwood, if we ain't forget anything, take us out.
Adios, amigos. Thank you guys for rocking with us. We ain't missed nothing because we never do. Number one. More black baseball. Number 2, put them fans back. We tired of black Cowboys and black Cowboys. Y'all trail ride and doing all types of things we ain't never seen before. And Reggie yawning. Number 3, the historical black college university your cousin went to, your auntie went to, your uncle went to. The first used to laugh and kiki in the back of church. Send some money over there. The historical black college university in your neighborhood. The one you go to for homecoming, step shows, to suck up, to set out, to eat, hot chicken, drink liquor. Send some money over there. Stop stealing all the time. Give back somewhere. And then finally, the greatest learning institution in all the world, the Hampton University. We only ask for $18.68 on behalf of the year the university was founded. Once again, I told y'all I did it myself. Went to that website and sent my donation. Y'all do the same, please. We got to support HBCUs. If not us, then nobody will. Outside of that, we love you guys. Adios, mi amigos. God is love. Until we meet y'all again, y'all be safe. Y'all stay out of these streets. And if y'all stay out, if y'all be in the streets, y'all be safe. We out.
Peace. Love y'all.
Oh, almost hit the wrong button. Nope.